Yesterday against Nick's game.
Yeah, we did, and I hate to see they turn the ball over again early. It's like leave those in the early games, right? You got to play almost a perfect game here if you want to force this to a game 5. So, oh man, oh no, you still shooting though?
Oh, I thought that went in.
Come on.
It was so weird because he didn't have like enough to go. It's DJ blocked from behind.
That
Shut up,
plays.
Dirk. Over to Lawrich. And good recovery from Glow Navy. As soon as I say that, Lawrich finds a lane.
Yeah, nice plays by DJ. And honestly, DJ and Lawrich are just they're playing really well right now.
Fly over here on the right side. We'll pass it over to Rel as he tries to go corner to corner. And now looking for a reset. And Lawrich back into play.
Yeah, great hyper switch right there.
Jaden tries to get a bump. Still trying to fight in this one. But if there's one thing that I've learned, just even today, no inbound is safe. No bringing the ball up is safe in this environment.
Yeah, it's funny too because oh man.
And no pump is safe apparently.
Workhorse. You better make that. There you go. It's funny because in 3v3, like in the retail version, like 4 points you feel pretty comfortable.
Yeah.
6 points you're like, okay, no way we lose, right? But it feels like in the 2K League build, it's like 4 or 6 does not feel safe.
Bro, game 5, Knicks against T-Wolves. T-Wolves are up 15-6. The game ends 24-20.
And then you think about that, then we talked about earlier, 19-12 and you lose. Like the chance to lose in that in 3v3 is like 99% you don't lose that.
Oh, DJ with another block.
20-13.
Oh, we got blocked.
That's out of bounds, ref. I'm sorry.
2 blocks coming out there from DJ, both from behind.
Steal.
You see a lot of chase downs. Now do we get their hands in the cookie jar on that one as Lawrence will scoop it up and in. Live with the good defense.
No.
DJ catch and shoot shot. That man is too cold.
Yeah, he's making plays game 5.
What a board, but from a former pro to a rookie, Lawrence, I'm gonna need you to work on your mashing skills.
Yeah, and if you're live right there, like get out of the paint. You should be running out. I don't know why you're getting caught in the paint right there and get up the 3.
Good showing, dog.
Take. Need to stop.
To your point too, like on the league build, I watch like stage here and there, nothing too crazy, but I feel like you can make a quick turn of events with how quick some of these 2K League teams end up going on the inbounds.
Yeah, I mean, I think a part of it too is sometimes maybe in a game like this, if you're the pro team, you don't want to lose to the amateur team.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I mean? So when you feel the pressure, like, listen, at the end of the day, like we're all human, we're all make mistakes in the game, and I think the pros feel the pressure just as much as the amateurs sometimes when they're playing against each other.
Lawrence is on the other side of this in the championships. Yeah. That last time that he was on stage with Red, now he's sitting there. He's like, man, I had the mindset of taking the money. Now I have to go to the mindset of protecting my money.
Yeah. It's neat to see those guys who showed out last year and now they're on stage playing for teams. It's awesome to see it.
And hey, that Rim Runners run, guys, it ended with Pistons GT taking them down. So who knows? Maybe we'll end up with a fun matchup.
I'm so confused. Like, why is he not?
And the wide open 3.
I mean, big time 3, but like, where's the hesitation is confusing.
Nah, come on, Toxic results based. They got the 3.
All right, Harris.
I mean, that's 3 blocks in this game already for NBL's game.
That's credit to NBL's for getting the block. That's big time shot.
Oh my goodness, Jaden finds a window. Nasty.
We got straight to court there.
You guys got badge too.
You got Lawrence with badge. You got DJ 2 Cold with badge for NBL's gaming. As Lai gets it over to Rel. As they'll just go back for a reset here with Lai. And reaching foul's called. It's just so wild to be with the lock badge. Did we see some 2K League guards do it? But Lai's like, man, I don't care.
Yeah. I mean, Lawrence is playing really aggressive too. Like, it's kind of surprised that Lai's almost second guessing his dunks. There you go. Take your dunk. Like JT said last game, if you're going to play that high, just take your 2 and trust your defense is going to stop. You're only down 1 point.
Oh. Almost turns right into it. Little bit of potential still there for fluke block. And they decks in, decks out, DJ 2 Cold.
Oh, you got to green that with badge? Come on.
That's the one you need.
That catch was real funky, but you got to
take your dunk. There you go.
You want to do all that chef's kiss, you got to do it there.
As Uncle Drew once said, $1 million move and a 5-cent finish.
Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate, right? He's been making some really big plays this game, and then you see that.
Dirk, you change the amount of money every time.
Well, it's because I watched the clip of Uncle Drew on TikTok, and he says $1 million move for a 5-cent finish.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. So you actually quoted this time.
Yep.
Because, you yourself, that's a new thing.
I would say 1 cent. I always go all the way down to the very bottom.
1 cent, $1.
There we go.
Oh, there we go. We got a lock badge on the other side now, too.
Can they ice it?
The 3 here could win it, and foul be called there on Rill. They'll get a fresh 24 back on the clock, even though 2 seconds just went off. See, can they be a nuisance here on the inbound? They do get it in safely. And no, they don't.
No.
It's Fluke Luck with the steal.
You gotta get the ball line here.
They get it to Lie. Anything wins it for Glow Navy Glow
That's
Skeetos. And
game
they'll
5.
just scoop it up and in the fillet. And Glow Navy Glow Skeetos find themselves in another game 5.
I don't
Big
get
time.
it. Where do you have to be? What do you run? Your point guard has bats. Make him literally come right behind you.
Yeah.
Hand it off like a football.
Yeah.
Where do you have to be?
Yeah.
Take your time.
Yeah, there's no excuse there. If you're Lawrence, I'm pass making. I'm waiting. Until I hear Jaden yelling at me, I'm open.
Don't blow
That
a
ball's not
blood
leaving my
vessel.
hands.
Don't blow a blood vessel, JT, man. Hey, you know what? It's time for you to take a break. For those of you at home, you might need one as well, because when we come back, oh, you got it. Game 5. Glow Navy, Glow Skeetos, and NBL.
What's up, everyone? This is NetsGC Live. 4th round, upper bracket slam open. That was a crazy finish to that game. NBL really just kind of gave that one away towards the end. But I think most of the panel predicted a 3-2 series, or a series that goes the distance. So not a surprise that they're going back and forth. My name is Chris Charisma. Thank you for tuning in. It's been a fun ride during the Slam Open. NetsGC now only 1 win away from advancing to the upper bracket finals. There's an easy path. There's a much more difficult path tonight. A win against Minnesota will automatically put us into play for Championship Saturday. A loss against Minnesota means we'll play later tonight, so for another chance in the lower bracket. If you want to tune in to the game 4 between NBL Oz and Glow Navy, make sure you do so at the official channel of the NBA 2K League, or if you're rocking dual monitors, keep us up on one tab, 2K League in the other. Even if you don't, again, you can kind of switch it back and forth. What we're going to do is we're going to attempt to put together a little pre-show segment that Kurt and I recorded a little bit earlier in the day. He kind of breaks down the matchup, the upcoming matchup between NetsGC and T-Wolves Gaming. Gives us a few keys. And again, just gives us a little bit more insight in preparation for this best of 5 between Brooklyn and Minnesota, semifinals of the upper bracket. Should be an exciting night. See what we can do here.
As Greens will throw that one down. Tie game.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to NetsGC Live. This is the pre-show. I've got with me NetsGC General Manager and Head Coach OG King Kurt from Washington, D.C. A little bit of a different backdrop for this show. Kurt, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, man. We right where we thought we would be. Not playing, great, but we've played well enough. But I think the guys are in good spirit. I think we grew closer and closer each and every day. So just looking forward to tonight's matchup.
Yeah, it should be good. I have a list of questions I kind of want to run through while we have you as we lead into game 1 between NetsGC and T-Wolves Gaming. But I want to touch on one little thing that you had mentioned there off the top, and how the team really hasn't hit their stride. We haven't seen, the team play at its best. What is it about this team that is able to consistently overcome that?
It's basically, if I had to put my fingerprint on it, is that they're a close-knit bunch. The way that, Steve's and Streets built a strong bond last year. And they've been able to come in this year with that same bond. But now they got a little brother that they've taken under their wing in Greens. And it's just been beautiful to watch. Greens and Streets have this very unique relationship, man. They argue and debate all day long. But at the end of the day, they got each other's back. And I think it's that bend. I tweeted it the night. Is that it's that bend but don't break. They, we got veterans that's been there, done that. That's supposed to be the key in having veteran players. And Steve has definitely been that for us. They don't quit. They don't complain. They don't make excuses. And they don't put their heads down. I mean, they just move on to the next game and the next play. And this is the result of it.
He kind of gave us a little bit of insight into the team and how they are off the sticks, which is just important as to how they are on the sticks. Walk us through like where the team is just mentally speaking, where you're at mentally. For some of the people who follow us on social, you've seen some of these behind the scenes photos of the guys in and around, Washington. Give us the vibe check entering into tonight's matchup.
Yeah, just mentally, I think we're in a good space. This team, they've approached practice and games the same all year long. They come in, they do the work, and they get out. Like, that's our thing. We clock in, we clock out. And it's just something that has stuck with us. And it's no matter the result. It's an instance where if it happens to be a series, we don't get the results that we want. They just go back to the drawing board, that we talk it out, iron some things out, and we just move on to the next thing. So mentally, I think that Greens knows that he hasn't played his best basketball yet, and still for us to be able to scrap and claw and get out of series. It's been great for us, and I think he's shown that he's a player that gets better and better as the time goes on. Steve's has been our anchor as usual. Streets has stepped up in a tremendous way. Being a lot more vocal, which is some things that I asked of him in the offseason. He's came in being more vocal, more aggressive on the offensive end. So I think just to round it off with shots and Glenn, they just there, to call out different things that they see and things of that nature. The one thing I like about them, they don't get too high, they don't get too low. They're right there as if they're on the stage playing as well. So the team's in a good space. As for myself, with this unit, I've never came into any series thinking anything but getting a win. They give me confidence in how they go about each and every day. So I have no reason to doubt them. None whatsoever.
No, I like that, and you kind of see on your screen the guys wrapping up game 3, I believe, starting 0-1 in that series versus Glitchy and fighting back in the next 2 games. It's exciting to see how this team has grown, not just this year, but carrying over from the core from last season. Obviously, the next chapter in that growth comes in the form of being tested against an organization that has seen a lot of success over the last few years, more so on 5v5, but they've proven to be a really tough matchup in 3v3 this season. So T-Wolves Gaming, that's who stands in the way of you guys, NetsGC, and the upper bracket finals. This is the first matchup between Brooklyn and Minnesota this season. Kurt, there's a lot of similarities between this group and the T-Wolves Gaming. Obviously, Brooklyn is 8-3, Minnesota is 7-4, but both teams are coming off a very fun and exciting 3-2 series win in the round prior. What are your overall impressions on this T-Wolves team being led by Kai, TB, and Slaughter?
Yeah, I mean, Chaz has been a tremendous talent in this league. Started out as a PG. Definitely comes from this type of environment. I've been watching him play for a long time, even dating back to his Godsent days. So, he's just been good since he's been in the league. As he made the transition from PG to shooting guard, he's definitely been one of the top two-way shooting guards in our league. So it doesn't surprise me about the amount of success that he's been having early in 3v3. You got Shifty and Slaughter, who's veterans. I think they're a pretty a tight-knit group. They stick together no matter what. I think we saw some things in that series that we liked that ultimately give us an advantage if we, utilize it. But they're gonna fight. I mean, and they're used to the stage environment. They're used to being there. And if you're somebody who values experience, then you'll probably tend to side with T-Wolves gaming going into this matchup. But talent has its way of making some things happen as well, and I think that's where Greens is looking forward to the challenge as he's continuing to carve out his name in the 2K League.
The matchup that is being played in front of you all here live on NetsGC or NetsGC Live is the prior series against Glitchy. Kurt, it's funny because on the last stream, after the matchup had ended, we were trying to connect you and I, and this was entirely on me and my lack of patience. But just as we went off stream, everyone, Kurt texted me and said he was ready to go. And so if I had just waited literally just maybe 5 more seconds longer, we would have had a post show with Kurt. So Kurt, give us a little bit of that post show analysis. You being there live, what was your perspective on that NetsGC Glitchy series? What did you see from your point of view? Because it was a back and forth and really fun matchup to watch.
No, I mean, definitely. If you watch the series, we let it's kind of been something that it's been an unfortunate pattern. Like we let some games slip away that easily we could have won. I like to say, early that NetsGC basketball is we like to make things interesting. Unfortunately to our fans and spectators, and also myself is sitting there trying to hold in all my emotions at the same time. But game one, we had some opportunities to still make a play and make plays and finish out that game to go up 1-0. And then ultimately in the closeout games, we had an opportunity to make some plays early that could have dictated the game. I know one of the more memorable shots is Steve's getting a shot that started out from the left wing, and he got pulled, and then he turned into a fade from deep hash, and we seen how that went. But overall, it was just we scrapped and clawed, got the game 5. We felt like we had an advantage going in. I mean, obviously, it was their first time being on stage, and even though it was Green's first time being on stage, is that we felt like we had an advantage in that area. And I got 2 out of the 3 players that came back from having experience last season, and then this season being able to carry it over and pull us out in the end. I mean, Steve's is going to be that constant, fighter, dig deep on both sides of the ball. Getting us offensive rebound opportunities and getting us extra shot streaks, making some key plays on defense, and just Greens ultimately just putting the ball in the bucket. And we talked after the fact, and they, of course, they felt like we didn't play our best, but we just needed to get that one out of the way. And I think tonight, I think you're going to probably see a better brand of NetsGC basketball.
No, I wouldn't doubt it. And, we talk about this off stream and on the phone. You never want to peak too early. And so, and now's that right time as we get closer and closer to the end of the Slam Open. Before we let you go, and before we get you to give us 3 keys to the game against T-Wolves Gaming, I want to talk about 2 players who haven't made an appearance in any of our graphics just yet, and haven't really officially hit the sticks just yet, but they play such an important part on the team, and that's Connor and Glenn, aka Shots and Glenn Ratty. And it's fun seeing the guys on stage because unlike in remote, there is a camera on Glenn. We see Glenn with the headset on, we see Shots with the headset on, and they are competitors despite them not being on the sticks. What's it like to kind of get to watch them and hear them in action and play this role for the squad?
No, it was great. Actually, we kind of
Get it over to Mario.
was kind of
And look at this. He goes all
fluky
the way on the other side,
in
so
our
Steve has
first
to stay in
series
place. Mario
because
come out here
uh,
Mario.
now
And
it
Steez.
it has to
Good
be a
gamble
coach
there,
and
but
one
it's
player.
race. Now he can get
Like
to 3-5
I
and
had
win.
both players up there.
This game five is
Um,
too
you
special
know,
to
I
about,
figured,
I wanna
you
say
know,
about 12,
I
13,
treated it in a
14,
situation
around
where
that range.
their communication is vital in 3v3. I mean, because that's how we do it remote. Like, I mean, you know, I speak my tidbits here and there, but you know, 3v3 is a reactive mode. You have to be ready at all times to make a play, make a read. It's just more or less reading and reacting on both sides of the court. So I like to leave that. I like to leave that in the hands of my players who play the game, and it worked out. Yeah, Glenn. You know, he's the ultimate competitor, and you know, you can't talk to the other team's players when you're in that role of being a coach. So learn some things there, but we'll have one of them on the headset tonight. I'll be on the headset as well, but definitely great to watch him. I mean, Glenn is probably the more vocal, of course, than Shots. Shots is a man of purpose when it comes to speaking his piece. You know, he'll say things when necessary, but he don't overdo it. And of course, Glenn is going to bring us that, you know, that emotion, that, you know, from New York, from Harlem. So he's going to bring the energy, and you know, we definitely won't be lacking there. And of course, you saw the reaction from Steve after we closed out the series. You know, it's like I said, it's always about my players. Like I like to see them be successful because I see the work that they put in on a daily basis. They do everything that I ask of them. No complaining. We had a great time at you know, Lincoln Memorial, the monument. We got to see the White House and different things like that. So they just do everything. They make sure we have a good time doing it. And you know, we don't expect the NetsGC train to stop anytime soon until we get to Saturday evening. So that's the plan.
Hey, Kurt, it's only picking up steam. To wrap this pre-show up here on NetsGC Live, can you give us your 3 keys to a victory tonight?
Yeah, I think we of course, you know, taking care of the ball is always going to be key, and making open shots. But definitely communicate stronger. You know, make good reads, and basically don't give up unnecessary threes. That's obviously the biggest keys to the game for us to be successful in this series. We saw throughout and watching Kai, like he'll take a ton of twos. We just can't give up threes, and you know, also they'll let you stay in the game. As you've seen, the Knicks was down 2-0 and fought back to make it a game 5, and maybe an extra pass, and it's probably a whole different series, you know, ending to that. So, like I said, we've seen some things that we felt like that we can attack and be good at, and I think the guys are going to come out and ready and more prepared. We're the highest seed left in the winners bracket. It's definitely a March Madness feel around here. So we look forward to having that advantage, starting out with the ball first, and you know, and trying to make some great things happen from that.
That's a very good point to bring up, and you know, I don't want to get too much on my soapbox, but I love that you said don't give up unnecessary threes in such a an obvious tone. But man, boy, does it happen a lot in not just, you know, with our matchups, but everywhere across the board. You think, okay, anything but a 3, and I think we're okay. And the moment you think it, it's like, oh, there's a 3 that we didn't want to give up. So I'm excited to see how it all plays out. Again, it's been such an amazing ride. We are, regardless of what happens tonight, obviously we're all cheering for a win. We want that win. But regardless of what happens tonight, this will be NetsGC's highest 3v3 placing. We finished in the top 8 during the switch last season after that win against Warriors Gaming Squad. Because we are in the upper bracket, we are guaranteed a top 6 finish. So that is exciting. Congrats to Kurt and the rest of the guys. Tonight should be great. Kurt, any final thoughts before we head over to a quick break and then the game 1 of this matchup?
No, I just want to thank everybody who tuned in to the NetsGC channels to watch the game and support Nets Gaming crew. Chris, everybody wants you to be a little bit more positive as the games are going on.
I took myself off stream last series for a game, but I came back on in a much better mood.
Yeah, but no, just appreciative. Everybody back home in Brooklyn that's pulling for us. Definitely, we're here for a reason, and we definitely trying to bring this banner chain back to Brooklyn.
Awesome. I'm very excited for the beginning of this matchup. We're going to let you go. We're going to head over to a quick break, but on the other side, the beginning of what should be a spectacular series between Nets Gaming Crew and T-Wolves Gaming. Keep it locked. We'll be right back. We'll be right back after this break.
That's a rookie mistake by a non-rookie. Can't happen. Former bigs, probably the greatest big duo in 2K retail history. So I'm happy to see them go at it. Happy to see my brothers actually fight. I know Raymond not out there, but you know why? Because he shoot like that.
This also could have been historic. We might have had a matchup where we had all 6 players with an afro, but C's is the lone one out.
Did it? Nah, see.
I'm talking about the big one.
Yeah, only 5 got him.
That's what I'm saying. We're missing out on that. C's is the only one who didn't have it.
Hello?
Uh-oh. And it's a deep 2 from Gradient. He'll miss this one. Hawks quick 4-0 start to kick off game number 1 in our upper bracket, as Belly had mentioned before. So if you lose here, you go down to the lower bracket, still have another chance at life. So that's got to be a good cushion here in this matchup. And, of course, when we see T-Wolves and Nets later, too.
If I'm these teams, I'm not even thinking about that. Like, I have one more chance. Wow.
What is with the deep mid-range shots?
What are we, back in 2002?
First shot in basketball.
And gets some space over there on Gradient. Can't get that one to drop.
Open.
Ooh, that should have been a steal.
Got to green it.
Sees now. Able to split both defenders. Could have had hot shot there too, but he'll just take the 2. 6-0 start coming out here for Hawks Talon.
Preparation. Hawks look prepared. That's not even open.
Oh, and gets another one. That's going to be contested. Connor with the rebound. And they'll just pull this one back out, and Gradient's all over it.
Hawks look like they are trying to make noise.
C's moving to groove and pass out a shot. Another deep mid-range. What is going on? And bag motions in the lane. Can the Pistons finally get their first points of the ball game? They're forced to slow it down. They go way deep over to Ant to get the reset.
We've seen like 4 or 5 mid-ranges taken already, and they've all been breaks.
Ant can't get any type of space. This Hawks defense so good. As soon as I say that, they finally find a hole in it, and that's going to be by hot shot. Connor knocks down the 3.
Well, hot shot maybe could have gotten that if he didn't reach. He did. He anticipated an earlier pass. Anticipating that, that's what happened.
Starting to see the talking coming out there from the rookie Connor as well. He's got hot shot right next to him. To get it back over to C's. 3-point lead in favor of the Hawks. He wants this one back. C's brings the shot.
I know he's 2-time player of the year. See, that's what I love to see. That's what I love to see. The Hawks talent have the one behind them. I know he's going to talk. He was one of the loudest dudes in pre-draft. I can only imagine on stage he'll be even louder.
The Hawks players aren't even paying any attention to anybody actually playing. They're just yelling at Ramo as Connor gets another shot to drop.
Ramos yelling right back at him, telling him to keep talking. Honestly, this is such a promising series for Seeds. I feel like whenever the Hawks were on stage last year for 3v3, he just didn't bring it when they needed him to. This is a good start for him, despite that miss.
Oh, Seeds gets another shot lined up. Can't bring this one either. Another offensive rebound for hot shot. Right at half court. They go over to Juan. Another deep mid-range. Bro, it is bringing all them into the mid-range on these shots.
I feel like we're about to see a Dirk fadeaway on the baseline at some point.
What?
Like, and the way C shot that ball when Connor was on the floor in the middle of the paint is crazy.
And goes down the lane, bag motion, wide open shot for him. That's going to be a green. Starting to get it going from behind the arc out here for Pistons GT.
You're up too much. You're up 5 points right there. Live with baiting him, trying to make him think, but not giving it up a 3 right there. You're up too much.
JT, question for you. Oh, wow.
Go ahead.
Question for you. When you see the takeover, he's got the playmaking takeover. I know that both buckets and assists obviously add to it. Do assists add more, or is it kind of equal with scoring?
Assists add more, but the one thing about playmaking take is the most central takeover. And what I mean by that is everything helps it go up. Some badges or some takes like Sharp. Sharp take, a dunk makes it go up only a little bit. A pass makes it go up maybe even less. But a playmaking takeover, everything helps. Everything works. Everything gives you take.
It always seems to like it builds up over time. The more you get up with it, like you get to 3 assists, you can have full takeover.
Yeah.
Bag motion walks this one back out. He passes out of the shot. That's going to be a turnover. Hawks Talon ball.
He had it. He had a dunk. But he's overthinking.
Yeah, the dunk, and you need a wide open Connor just kind of sitting there waiting for the ball.
That's what happens when you're down. Pressure's on.
And C's fading away here on the right side. Can't get that one to go.
That's open. You got to green it.
That's a big miss.
Yeah, great shot. You got to green it, though.
And they scoop that one up and in. 13-11 now. Pistons have brought it back to 2.
If I read that right, Ant hasn't even scored yet. I would have see. Like, I wouldn't have been mad, but like, I can't wait till we get to maybe that point in the year where we just drop them there. Drop them and green it.
The only guard that's been doing it consistently has been Kai, or Shifty Kai, I should say. I guess Kai's been doing it too on the Heat Check Gaming side.
I just need more of them. Those are championship winning shots. But a possession like that, dunking the ball, still gives them control over the game.
Start a fight, and even when you maybe see some low-scoring games coming out from Ant, that's where everybody else starts to step up. That's what makes this Pistons GT team so special. As they get the ball into C's. Good bump coming out there from Ant. Still hasn't crossed half court, though, keeping that adrenaline. As Asta into the drive. Almost a missed dunk, but it rattles home.
That's unfortunate. I thought it was up, but once I seen how low it went, That's the little looking like it's off, but it rattles right in.
Ant working out. It'll be bag motion to set the screen. They're down by 4. Trying to get some space. Back over to bag motion. Oh, he's going low ISO. The trust that they have in him.
No
he
way.
walks it back and can't green the shot. Good defense coming out there from the PG.
I'm not a fan of that one bit. Like
How
when
many
I
times have we
say
seen
that's
that?
out of bop, that's out of bop. That's hero ball. I'm not a fan.
8 seconds to work with. Grading out to C's. They go to hot shot. As they get back to jump. Wide open shot for C's. Can't get it to fall. And hot shot wide open for him. Got to get this one to drop, and he does.
Talk. Like neither one of them moved. Neither one of them said who's going back out. Like that's the biggest part of this game mode with how fast paced it is talking.
And Ant gets a good look out there from the left side. Can't get them on the fall. Just way too slow of a start coming through. Some of the shooting struggles still carrying over. We'll have to see how that adapts in game number 2. But we've seen some crazy things. We talk about how hard it is to close out games sometimes. Doesn't need to be hard. As soon as I say that, it is. He misses the dunk. They get it back to C's. He scoops this one up and in, and that's the ball game. Hawks Talon steal game number 1.
Very strong game opening by Hawks Talon GC. Ant didn't have a good game 1. They're talking. They are talking. I love the energy in this rivalry back and forth.
And there you have it. And hey, the teams are chirping off right now. Harris, when I was walking around the main stage, I heard Rainbow chirping off out, and they going back and forth. This matchup is intense.
It really is, and we're getting what we were asking for, right? C's versus and Hot Shots getting it done. By the way, for the people at home, that is the first game that Pistons GT has dropped on stage in 3v3 in 2 whole series, going back to the 3v3 finals last year and the series that they played yesterday. The first time they lost the game in a long time on stage. Look, they're going to come back. You know that the Pistons are going to respond, but also they need to get better on defense. C's missed a lot of those threes going on the right wing or the left wing that he usually hits. I believe 1 of 5 from 3 for C's, one of the best 3-point shooters in the league. That's not going to happen twice.
Hey, we're going to find out very soon. And speaking of which, we actually caught up with Connor and asked him what it takes to beat Hawks Talon GC.
For us to beat the Hawks tonight, we just got to go out there and execute, do all like the little things right, and we can't beat ourselves. That's the big thing.
All right, they're going to have to execute big time. Take a look at the stats right now. Nobody on Pistons GT were in the double digits, but yo, that man sees 15 points. It wasn't clean, but he got them.
Yeah, I know, 7 of 13 from the field. A less efficient game than we're used to seeing from C's, but they're still able to get it done. But this Hawks defense is really what's been impressing me over the course of this season. Adding Grady and seeing Hotshot play in a two-way game that we are not used to. Billy, you're new to this league. We've been killing Hotshot for his defense for years. To see him move like this defensively is fantastic. Let's see if the Hawks can close him out. This game is the most important game of the series. Do you go up 2-0 or do you get it tied 1-1? You go back to 1-1, the Pistons are right back in control.
But speaking of a hot shot, man, they're so valuable on both sides of the floor. The man's hitting the big shots, but it's not just that, Harris. It's the rebounds. There's a stark difference between both of these teams and even defensively.
Yeah, and you look at the Pistons, man, just so many weird shots, so many big-time misses. Connor has been money for weeks out of the corner. He spoke 2 open. Yeah, and not being able to get open for 3. JT mentioned he didn't even have a point until the Pistons got to about the 13th point of the game. So they've got to get their offense going. That was a weird game for the Pistons offensively.
Production had a perfect shot for just a moment there. Ramo, he just stays talking to the Hawks Talon GC side.
That's what he does.
He's letting them know that his presence is there. I'm not on the court right now, but Big Dog is still right here. I'm the champ.
Hey, his legacy is cement. Champ, he's the finals MVP. Okay,
there we
you
go.
showed that man the respect he deserves. Raymond's going to jaw at him all he wants.
And I love it. And the simple fact is, he's helped coaching. He's mentoring such a young player that has so much potential, Connor.
Yeah, and it's great. We're going to need to see what Connor is built for right now. You see him smiling. He's having a good time. I have not seen this man lose on stage in a very long time. So let's see if he can take that next step as a player. Down 1-0 on stage. The other team just popped you. They beat you by 9, 22-13. Wasn't really close. How do you respond? Big-time players make big-time plays.
Yeah,
like JT
baby.
loves to say. Is Connor a big-time player? Let's find out.
All right, JT Dirk, you guys feeling good over there. There's a lot of yelling, a lot of back and forth.
Oh, it has been wild. This is like the 3v3 series that we envision every single time out. Early trash talk coming out here from both teams. And it's living up to the hype. You're just waiting for that moment for Pistons GT to try to turn it on, to try to bring that gameplay. They're bringing the intensity, but the gameplay is another thing.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, game 2. You got the champs, Pistons GT versus Hawks Talent, who are up by 1.
Hawks Talent, no, Pistons GT. They're bringing intensity after the game. But you know what they need to bring? A box out. They gave up 5 offensive boards last game. That is not a way to win a game.
Let's see how that could change. I think one of the things we're looking at in the box score, it was not a clean game coming out there from Seeds. That's what Belly ended up bringing up. Lots of missed opportunities. They forced the 3 turnovers. That's what the difference maker was.
3 turnovers, the boards, like they just did it all. They genuinely just outplayed them.
Oh,
that's
wide open coming out there from Seeds. Good move by him. Ball bag motion, sleeping there momentarily and not able to capitalize. So a chance to make it a 2-possession game here if you are Pistons GT.
I'm seeing a lot of players who were very good last year be even better. FTCs, like I'm really seeing these point guards take an even bigger jump, getting even better at this mode, and I love to see it.
It's also good for C's to not be scared. I'm not saying he usually does, but like I mentioned with Belly, this Pistons team has won 2 straight series on stage by sweeps. They've won 8 straight games on stage. That's the first loss that they've had in a long time. It's all about how you respond, especially when C's is moving like this.
I always like C's in this mode. I remember just going back to last year and how dominant that he could look when we're in a remote play setting. In person could be a little shaky. So I really like seeing the rhythm that he gets because, of course, when you bring in somebody like MDS, we saw him playing one of our showcase games. For me, it was always Siege through and through that had to be out there for the Hawks.
Yeah, 2-time player of the week, top 5 point guard in the mode. I did not have to move there, but I probably dragged him. Shot.
Could have had it, walks it back out. He only has 8 seconds to work with here on the right side. Bag motion, gets that first bump, trying to bump him again. Gradient gets a look. Can Connor get the contest? He can, and it's early on the release regardless.
The thing also with C's guys, like this Hawks Talent GC franchise, they've never even made a Final Four in a banner. I mean, you even go to the championships last year, they were the number 2 seed in the Eastern Conference. They got smoked by Sixers GC in that double shooting guard lineup. So this is a big series for the Hawks. They can get to a Final Four for the first time in franchise history.
And the Pistons are moving right now. They're up 7-0. So let's go ahead and jump into a listening with a team from Detroit.
Hey, live. All day. Hey, listen, be careful with the comms. Just be careful with the comms. Clear. Yeah, just be careful. That's all. Same old shit we talked about. Yeah, bouncy. Right back. Back, set it right. Yeah.
You going under? It's kind of.
You got time? Good. Come on. You got one. We're gonna go back. Stay with C. Stay with C. Stay with C. Good shit. It's cool. Hey, Fluke. Hey. Double right here. Double right.
You want to off it? You're coming to my side.
Same thing we talked about. Double right. Hold on. Talk. You're good. Wait. Hold on. How's your tummy? He's reaching. Yep.
Oh yeah, good jump. Good patience, boy. Come on. Big shot.
Hey, give me one back. I need one right here. You're good. You're not shooting. You know, I got hot.
Still in.
I know.
B-boy. It's all good.
Watch him. Talk.
Switch. The switch.
Forward.
That's all. Forward. Box. Good box. Good box back.
So, middle.
So we can't play 2.
Can you look? Oh, hey.
That's crazy. It's all good. That's crazy, bro. Hey, I love this game. And my back.
What's your organization? Because y'all never won shit. Shitty ass organization. That shit's bunch as fuck.
Touching, I'm good.
And with that being said, we're right back from the listening as the Pistons are up by 4.
Bro, Ant's got that smoke today, man. He is not messing around.
We just got a little taste of Ant pre-draft of what we'd hear from him. I've heard many a times things like that, but they're fired up, especially after that miss. Connor couldn't believe it.
Hey, gentlemen, we've had some quiet listenings this year. That was anything but.
What does that tell you, though, right? So many quiet listenings, and you listen into the champs, and it's nonstop, like we're listening to a 5 versus 5 listening. And Ant takes it down the lane. They're up by 6. A little bit more of a inside attack coming up from Ant here to start. Well, sorry, midway point for game number 2.
They're getting stopped. So if you're getting stopped, score the ball any way you can. If it's an easy 2, keep taking it because they're getting stops. They have control. This is their first time facing adversity. They have had back-to-back sweeps. So now with them losing one, now we get to see who they really are.
Bag motion inbound to get it into Ant. And Radiant ends up reaching, and that's a step in from half court. And with the confidence, screens that one.
Big confident 3 by Ant. They have momentum. This game is in complete control by Pistons GT.
The equanimity to shoot a shot like that.
I think for the rest of the year, for Ant, that may be a quotidian shot.
Now that one's definitely a daily occurrence. They go to Connor. Oh my goodness, hot shot fell asleep at the wheel, and there you go. Connor makes him pay. Up by 8 now, Pistons GT.
I don't know what that sweet spot was. Look a little more sour, but he was just way too low in the wrong position. But Hartstown just came out real flat this game. But how it's looking, Pistons will take this one. It will be 1-1, so it's going to be like who can make the adjustments now. Both teams, they hit each other in the mouth.
This is exactly what I was worried about, though. You can't let the Pistons not only win the game, but just win like this. I mean, so much confidence. They already think that they can beat you. Now they know that they can at least get it done in grand fashion. Ant's getting up. The whole team's got emotion back. Just a bad way to lose.
With the second overall pick in the 2023 NBA 2K League Draft, NetsGC selects Greens from Brooklyn, New York.
Knowing that a lot of analysts and other people are saying there's high expectations for me, I kind of cut that out and just play my own game. Same thing I've been doing all these past years. Never felt no pressure, just control what I can control.
How you doing, Kurt?
What's going on, big dog?
Let's go, man. We made it. We did it.
Hey, I had to fight for you, man. I had to fight for you.
I promise you, I'm sick. I'm ready to get to work, make a lot of money, man.
Nah, I believe you. The guy's happy. I'm happy. everybody in this room. I'm about to show you real quick. Man, I'm geeked. It don't seem like it, bro. Hey, but it's been a long day. A long day.
It's been a long week for me with all the rumors going around, man. You know, I've heard a lot of things going on. Just, you know what I mean? Just kind of had to block the noise up. Felt like manifestation's a big thing, and destined. I know what I mean. This is the place I wanted to be. So I feel like if this was gonna happen, it was destined to happen. You know what I mean? It happened.
Without a doubt, man. We glad to have you. Can't wait to meet you, and let's get started.
That's right.
All right. What makes Greens special? I mean, he comes from the stage community. He's been one of those guys for a time now. Actually, he could have been in the league, before now. But like me and him talked about in our interviews and conversations, is about manifestation, and everything happens for a reason. And part of him just being special is just who he is as a person. Very well-spoken, cerebral about the game, has a good understanding with people. I got more than I bargained for when I actually started to talk to him and get to know him. The talent, everybody can see that. Like when you're watching players over and over and you're watching them perform at a high level, that's something everybody can see. But who the person is, everybody doesn't get an opportunity to get to know that. Why did you back out of the draft last year?
Unfortunately, I backed out the draft last year because my mom got sick. She was diagnosed with renal kidney failure. So just to be with her and just there for moral support, etc. Tough time, for anybody. So I just wanted to make sure I was there morally and emotionally for my mom. And I knew I could get back in next year. Family is everything to me. Families, they've always believed in what I wanted to do, which was gaming. It's great to know that you have family that around you that supports you in anything that you do.
Now they have Greens, who has so much experience playing with some of the best players in the world, is one of the more complete point guards that we have in this entire draft. Nets are going to be scary next year just off that pick alone.
You've played with Greens many, many times before. What is something you learned about him, like very early in your relationship with him?
He's grown tremendously. I've played with him for 3 years now, since my first year not getting drafted. I think I texted him maybe like a week after I played him, and I was like, you're gonna be the #1 pick. I literally, he'll tell you this for himself. And then I was like, it's just crazy now to see he actually he's #2 pick, but #1 pick in my eyes.
What fans should expect in my rookie year is just winning, a winning culture, just to change a changing culture.
What do you hope people remember of your career when it's all said and done?
I want to be remembered in my career as an all-time great.
To have a backcourt where both of the players are from New York is it's kind of surreal to a degree. New Yorkers, they have a different outlook and approach on a lot of different things. And I think for me, and I may not come off this way, but I like players who are gritty and really tough and don't mind expressing themselves and things of that nature. I really don't like. I don't like soft players. I don't. Sometimes you have to learn how to navigate your way through that when those things happen. But I like the emotional players that show passion, that care, and things of that nature. I just try to do my job in managing those personalities so we can put it together and be successful. But I think that sense of pride that they're going to have playing for their hometown team, Greens being from Brooklyn, getting a chance to play every day in the Barclays Center.
next time on Crew Access.
What's up, man? How you doing? Did you know you was coming on?
A little idea. Just a little. How you guys doing?
Good.
In your head. Might be right, but I'm just speaking from a personal
Dot
standpoint.
again.
That's too high.
That's 2 misses by back. He should have had both of those.
Swing, shot,
and there you go. C's gets that one a draw. We got ourselves a tie game at 9.
9-3 run. 9-3 run. When I said something, it was 6-0. It was real flat, not scoring. That was a tie game.
11-9.
I'm about to say right there.
C's with it. One-on-one with bag motion. Right here, half court.
What's up, everybody?
And it's going to be able to knock this one away. Connor's out there on the break. Just one extra pass needed, and they get it to go.
NetsGC versus T-Wolves Gaming just around the corner. I apologize for jumping the gun a little bit earlier. Hope you guys enjoyed that Chapter 2 of Crew Access, the behind-the-scenes doc
JT, what do you always say? The best
for
point guards
NetsGC,
in the
something
world do on
we
defense? Shrink
debuted
the
last
floor.
year.
Did it right there again.
And we
And that's something that
got
this
Kurt
whole
to,
GT
on top of the
does
million
well.
things he's doing already for NetsGC. We also asked him to record the first season of Crew Access from his phone, so he wasn't in a lot of the footage and
They do it a little too much, but they keep doing that because teams
didn't
allow
feel
them
it
to do
as high quality or as organic as it could have been.
Like, look.
So this year,
Spammy was out to play for like 5
turned
seconds
up a little
on
bit.
the whole other side of the court. Hassad didn't get the ball. That is inexcusable,
And
unacceptable.
you've seen the results so far. And we want to thank everyone for showing the love and support on that series. Please keep tuning in every time we release a new chapter. If you haven't seen any of the episodes or you haven't caught up on Chapter 2, like, subscribe, turn those notifications on YouTube.
Look, constant movement.
Chapter
It's
3 is
constant
also going to
movement.
be a
Look at
good
both
one,
corners for Pistons GC for
focusing
one
on
play. It's constant movement.
another New
They'll keep doing
Yorker.
that. They'll keep doing that. Their energy is there.
First year as a member of
It's like a
NetGC, Glenn
pitcher
Ratty.
with, you get a couple hits off them, all of a sudden they start throwing some meatballs over the middle of the plate. You gotta
Grandpa
catch it back up,
Splash.
get back on the mental side of the game.
See, that was open.
Still waiting.
We got some new chairs.
Keep calling Kurt out for it.
You've been following as they force a shot clock violation there.
You'll get it
Notice Devon
eventually,
is
I
the
think.
king of the chair slap. He's finally brought it back. The first one to act like that. It hurts, man. When you open
What's
your
up,
arm,
Jen?
man, it doesn't
Thank
feel
you
good.
to everyone who's
That
tuned in.
feels
Like,
plastic, too.
it's not just on Twitch.
It hurts
There
a
are people
lot.
right
I
now
tried it.
joining and watching with us on Facebook and on
First
YouTube.
thing I
So
did when we
we
walked
really
in here, saw the
appreciate
chairs,
that.
I think I turned to Harris. I was like, let me see how smack this. It's gonna hurt.
He
Yeah,
smacked it.
it does. 17-11. Pistons looking good here in game number 3 as C's will fly down the lane.
Is it selfish of me to say I don't want this series to
entire
go
energy is
the
on
full
this half
5
of the
games?
where
Like, I
we're
just
at.
want to
It's not
get
because of us, it's because of
this
Pistons
NetsGC game going underway. I got like butterflies. I don't know if any of you guys are feeling the same. Like,
A debate. We haven't seen the Hawks have a strong outing.
that's a great crowd by Ant.
and he greens it.
JT, not only are they the better team, they
Dave
know
Street
they're the
said
better
she
team.
needs
They're playing
gear
with so
too.
much confidence right now.
That's
I'm
fair.
telling you, that mental aspect is
That's
a,
fair.
is a difference maker. It's
I never
tough.
want to
If
say
you're
that
blocked mentally,
people have
you know you're
access,
better, and
crew
you can
access
play
to the
like
front
it,
of the
talk
line,
the talk,
Jen,
and
but
walk the walk. It becomes a
I
real
think there might be a
dangerous ball
case
game.
for it for this scenario.
Ant with it, trying to put the finishing touches here on what's been a great game. for
Grandpa
you.
Splash, that's a,
GT.
honestly like a hard
Got 7 points,
hard
11
close.
for
Like,
bag
you hard
motion.
close the org, you hard
They're
close
up
Kurt.
5-5.
I don't see how you can be
14
turned down.
seconds to work with. Ant will be the one to check it up. They go to
But
Connor.
please do not quote me on that.
He tries to go off the dribble, cutting inside to Ant. Hot shot with the block. Can they keep it? They cannot.
The small things. After Ant got blocked, he ran out and bumped hot shots so he couldn't get the ball. It's the small things that really win championships.
Oh,
got
bag
him.
motion wide open. Sammy Pop, wake up. Gradient. falls asleep there.
You
And
can't
Bagos
let
is
Ant-
able to make him pay.
You can't
I'm
let
not
Ant
sure
get
if that
going.
was off the inbound, but if it was, that's
Like
actually
vocally,
crazy. Like, I don't
we
think
know
he
he's gonna
usually
get
goes,
going at
but
some
this
point
is
on
really
the
getting out
sticks,
of
but
hand. They have momentum. The energy's there. They are really here.
Yeah, well, it seems like Hawks talent need to bring the energy as well. And matter of fact, we call it with C's to see what it takes to win this match. And they really need it because being down 1-2 looks like they're out to lose.
I just feel like we just take whatever the defense gives us, whether it's threes, twos, work my offense, whether it's me involving a screen,
all right,
backdoors.
let's go to another quick break. I'll be right back after this. I'll be back in
All
time
right,
for
and
this
there you
next
have
game.
it. And as you
Thank-
see, Hawks Talent GC gather up and talk to themselves. That man has a nice mustache. But hey, Harris, they need to bring it, Harris. They got to bring it back now.
I mean, look, Pistons GT are winning the mental side of this battle. We talk about the 80-20 split. I think it's actually closer to 50-50, but whatever percentage you want to put it, Pistons GT are winning the mental battle right now. They lost game 1. They didn't look worried at all. They came back in game 2, popped them, came back in game 3, popped them again. Ant is playing with so much energy. But a word that we use a lot in this league, Belly, trust.
Yes.
So much trust between that Pistons trio. Ant to Bag to Connor back to Ant. They have this beautiful symmetry between the three. They were up 20-13. They gave up an open dunk. You saw Dew on it, all three of them, like, we don't care. Threw their hands up, got the ball, got the win on the very next possession. They trust each other to get the job done.
You're right, but you know what? On the statistics side, man, take a look at the Hawks' talent. They got beat up pretty bad. Look at that. All of those turnovers, 3 total. You take a look at the side of Pistons GT, 3 steals, 1 apiece, and 7 assists total. Pistons GT are playing a team game.
That's what we talked about with the NBL, right? The ability to move the ball between 3 guys and just create open shots. Even on that last play there, you saw Grady and thought that maybe Bag was going to kind of have that backdoor right off the inbound. Just kidding, going to back out to a wide open 3 and an easy assist. It's just too easy for this Pistons team. The confidence, the trust. This is why they're the reigning champs, and this is why they were my pick to win the Slam Open, Belly.
Okay. Harris getting hype right now, but you know, rightfully so. Ant is an absolute problem. I call him the wild card in the 2K League. Take a look at his stats. He only has 7 points. He didn't dominate and take over by scoring, but all of the assists that he has, 6 in total, he gets the entire team involved. He looks for the biggest play and executes in that moment.
He's also so efficient when passing the ball. One of the highest assist to turnover ratios in the NBA 2K League. Top 5 in that metric. You saw it there again. 5 assists, 1 turnover, 5-to-1 assist to turnover ratio. That's going to help the numbers on the back end for me. Thank you, Ant. But it's just so great to see this Pistons team evolve. Ever since they traded for Ant midway through last season when he got spurned by Knicks Gaming, they have been an unstoppable force of nature in this game mode. And you see now, look at the confidence. Ant's already up and yelling. Connor's just sitting there smiling. Let's see what C's has for us now. He's got to show out in this game. For me, it's all on him.
Yes, it's going to be a big game for C's as well. He's going to be the man with the plan, the man with the ball, and I want to see if he's going to absolutely bring it. Dirk, JT, this thing is going to game 5. I'm hoping, fellas, we're loaded up in the lobby. Take it away.
See how this one ends up going. Still fired up coming out there from Pistons GT. And I know India, Hawks Talent GC in that huddle, things looking very energetic.
Oh, absolutely they were. And the whole conversation was just about getting out of the ruck, right? The mental aspect we talked about in DJ2 Cole last time. This was Coach Maiello telling C's, you got to get out of your own head. Because if you can get out of your own head, play your game, we go ahead and win. Dirk, that last game, C's had 1 3-point shot taken. He's going to need a lot more if they want to stay here in D.C.
Yeah, he's got to get back to that 300 rhythm that we talked about. I know every single time C's gets a 3, like, Dirk, maybe you're right. Now he's putting them up. Need to see that come back into form.
They definitely need it because they just look very black. They came out game 1, had 22 points. Game 2, 14. Game 3, 15. That's not enough. To have 7 more points in your last 2 games than you had total in game 1, pure ridiculous. Now is not the time to fold.
And C's fades away. Can't get that one to fall as Ant out on the break. We'll just scoop this one up and in. Another 4-0 start coming out here for Pistons GT.
And for the Hawks, guys, it doesn't get any easier from here. If they lose this game and lose this series, they have NBL Oz Gaming coming up later tonight. Talk about out of the frying pan and into the fire.
And C's finally finds himself a lane. That one's going to be a classic. I still see some NBL Oz Gaming players roaming around. it's tough because now we're back in that situation where you got to play 2 games in one night.
I was about to say, that confused me a little bit because I think I heard Jaden say in his interview, he'll see me tomorrow.
Well, maybe
Don't
they mean
they still have to play tonight?
Yeah, they do. Maybe like saying confidence, yeah, we'll see you in the finals.
And Moody brought it to the back. He's like, Jaden, we're not done yet. We got one more.
Yeah, I was like, oh, wait. I thought I knew how to bracket work, but I guess I do know. He just doesn't know. It's all right.
And Cease will fly down the lane. Right-hand slam for him.
Those small plays will be plays they need if they want to come back in this series. Plays where they have a dunk and you're watching what that corner does and taking advantage of that corner dropping. That is a real booger.
Oh, and they can't get the rebound there. And
where's he going?
Ooh. Almost ran out of bounds. As Cease trying to get to work here on bag motion, trying to cut off the angle. Thought he did there for a second as he just floats to the basket. 6 points out of the 6 for Hawkstown GC going to Cease.
I mentioned, guys, that the loser of this series will play NBL Oz Gaming, and we'll also mention that the loser of the next series, NetsGC and T-Wolves Gaming, they will play Celtics crossover game.
That'll be a fun one. It's shaping out to be a movie as almost got it for Hot Shot. They got him stuck in the animation. He couldn't get the block.
It's no way that goes in. He not only was bodied up by one player and almost got blocked by another. I'm telling you, you have to make him pay. Like, I don't know if it's lack of film. I don't know if it's not that want to pass. I'm not sure what it is, but he is selling like he doesn't care about your corner.
Distance GT up by 1 as Ant thought about the fade. They get into bag motion. Good patience coming out there for him. As soon as I say that, good wall up coming out there from C's. The rare point guard stop down in the paint.
See, you say rare, I say sometime. I watch a lot of locks that just don't know how to match. I didn't know matching was hard until I watched locks try to match point guards this year.
They usually like maybe get them up in the air off of anything. As oh my goodness, what a shot from C's to give them that 2-point lead.
1, he got the slow release and still grinked it, and 2, that didn't even look open. That's a hell of a shot by C's.
That's what I'm saying, man. Some of these shots that we call like 50-50s. I thought that would be maybe like a 4%, 6% contest coming in.
8, 9, but open.
There we go with Ant. He fades away, takes the shot. He's going to green it. And speaking of that man, and we talked about trash talk. We sat down with him to see what thrives that.
Trash talk is a vital part of the 2K League. When I get on that stage, I'm a lot more comfortable because I can look across the stage and understand that guys really are not comfortable playing on stage as they would be from home. Trash talk plays a big part in getting into your opponent's head. I've always been a big trash talker, always know how to take it. But anything game related, anything related to the 2K League, that's fair game. Try to get in their head, try to make them think about me so they're not focusing on what they're doing on the court. You know, going against Rainbow and myself, it's you know you're gonna have a rough time.
Well, the fans at home, they got a taste on that listening to some of the trash talk that Ant brings to the table. If you're live here in person, you're hearing it. What he's saying exactly over to the Hawks.
It's just a whole different environment. Like, it can really bring the best out of you.
Oh, man.
Why? That's not even going towards the way your screen is being set. You're literally going back into a lock, which makes, if you don't use the screen, it's almost useless. That's just a very bad play by Steve.
I'm seeing one team that seems like they're just in cruise control here in this matchup right now, and another team that is just struggling to really try to get anything going. They knocked the ball out of bounds. It almost hits Hot Shot on the inbounds, but it will still stay down here with the Hawks.
It's dunk time, JT. Here come a whole lot of dunks from Detroit.
And sees bag motion reaches, he teaches. Down by 3. Still not out of this one, though.
Definitely need a big stop here.
Ant's going to have C's on him. Fading away in the corner. Ant sees it. No, slightly late.
Why are we dribbling? There? It's supposed to be a quick ball fake and wait.
C's now trying to get something on bag motion. Pass out of this one. Can Ant get the contest? He cannot. Actually, he does. 11% late on that release there for Gradient.
I don't like it. I don't like it. You score anyway, you're down 1.
And Seas gets himself a steal. The ISO work continues out here for Hawks Talon as he tries to go up and in. Good defense comes out there though from bag motion.
What are we doing? What I'm starting to see point guards don't do when locks play them high as well, Harris. They don't use their limitless range. They don't back up to make them playing high open up a possibility of a crab. When they're playing you high and you're dribbling right on the line, all you have is a 2. Use your gold limitless range. I don't understand it. Like, look, he's playing you high. Just back up.
That's the thing with Bag. He loves playing high up because he knows that he's got Connor behind him just in case. You want to kick it to hot shot in the corner, you go right ahead. They'll give you that open shot all day, but they're not letting C's get out of this cave.
That's what I'm telling you. As a point guard, back up. You have gold limitless. Back up.
And badge. Gold limitless and badge.
20-15. Pistons GT trying to close this out in a 3-1 fashion.
It's been a clinic. Gentleman's sweep coming. Nice little handshake in game 1. You got that? I'm right back.
You never know, though. 19 and 20, the numbers that we always talk about trying to close it out, but Ant's going to have a one-on-one, point guard on point guard. Ant season trying to shake off C's, gets a little bit of space, tries on the inside, and that's going to be the ball game. You know what they always say, when you're driving a car and you hit a bird, it's bad luck for life. But in this situation, the Hawks go down, courtesy of Pistons GT, and they move on forward back in their championship ways.
Hey guys, it's Steve from NetsGC. Today we've been invited to the Weevil headquarters, so come on in, let's check it out. Boom, one take. If somebody came up and kind of asked you, like, when's a good time to get going in investing, what would be your answer?
So I would say that it should start with education first.
Okay.
I believe that you should educate yourself first before you just jump in.
Yeah.
You know, and before you jump into the market, you know, I think you should just educate yourself.
The financial industry, it's definitely, there's so many different avenues, and like you said before, education is so huge, because even when I was a financial advisor, there was still so much stuff that I was learning throughout the days, even just from like walking through the offices and just talking to people. Like, you'll find out so much stuff. And so I definitely don't regret me being a financial advisor at one point, but it is nice to wake up and play video games now.
Play video games.
Yeah. Okay, so what would you say is one of the best ways to keep up with like market flows and trends and things like that when like looking to invest?
I would say you should start with, you know, there's like I said, there's a lot of resources, right? So you can look at podcasts, you know, different podcasts, YouTube, you know, the news, you know, stay alert with the economy and how the economy may affect the stock market.
Yeah.
So I think that those things are good to, you know, stay aware of, you know, what's actually going on in the market, what's going on in the economy. So.
Section 400, buddy, what you got for us?
Well, Veli, we keep calling Shifty Kai the best shooting guard in the NBA 2K League. So let's head to the SAP dashboard to add a little bit of color to that claim, because he is just so good and has been every single year in the NBA 2K League. Take a look at some of these stats. 10.7 points per game on 85% true
What is
shooting.
up, everyone? This
5.1
is
assists to turnover
NetsGC
ratio,
Live.
all
It took a little
while
bit
being used at
longer than I initially
53.45
planned
usage
for,
rate,
but
one of
we
the
are
highest
here.
guard numbers
We have
in the NBA
arrived.
2K League. He's used a
About
lot.
to
He's
tee up
effective.
game
He's
one
efficient. He
between
doesn't turn the
our
ball
Nets
over,
gaming
and
crew
he's one of the
and
best defensive guards that
T-Wolves
we have in the
Gaming.
league. He truly
The
lives up
winner
to the moniker
advances
of
to
best
the
shooting
Slam
guard in the
Open
NBA 2K
upper
League.
bracket finals
Hey, right, that man
against
Shifty Kai's
Pistons
an absolute
GT, who you
problem,
just
and,
saw took
hey,
out
Harris,
Cox
thank
Talon
you so
GC
much. I'm also to bring
in
in the
a, what
commentators,
was it,
Dirk
3-2.
and JT. Fellas, T-Wolves and
Great
Nets,
performance
this was
defensively
the
from the guys
matchup
over
I
in
was
Detroit,
personally waiting for.
led by Bag Motion and Connor, and doing his thing offensively, doing his thing with the trash talking on stage. But this is what we're here for. This is the headliner.
But I already told you, Belly, I've made it clear that NetsGC, this was my way
T-Wolves were they playing before? No, they
to
weren't.
win a
This is
3
their
versus
first
3
game.
championship.
If I'm reading that
So it's
correctly
no
in the
surprise
chat.
to see them in this prime position, still in the upper side of the bracket, still with a chance of life if they were to end up dropping down.
Just to kind of tee it up, best of 5 for those who aren't familiar with the
T-Wolves
3v3
squad
format and who are
talk a
just
lot
tuning
about
into
the guards,
NetsGC
man.
Live for the first
They're
time.
dangerous. They're dangerous. When they're on fire, they're good. The question
Again,
is,
winner
can they keep it up
plays
against
Pistons
Nets?
GT
I don't know, man.
tomorrow,
Steez and them, those
championship
big
Saturday.
guys, they're
The
gonna give
loser
problems.
of this matchup
If
plays
anybody
later tonight.
can do it, it would be T-Wolves Gaming. They are
So
high,
there
they
are two
very
paths,
talented.
right?
They're coming
No
with
matter
their
what
best
happens,
hands. They're
this is
hoping.
not the end of the
And this
road for
will be a
NetsGC. There are
very
two
heated
paths.
series. While
Obviously,
we will
one
break
a little
out
bit
the
more
year,
desirable than the other.
Ratty and Bear going at it, and both of them are on the sideline. So
But I mean, there's really no such thing as a easy matchup at this point, right? There's only what 8 teams, 6 teams by the end of the night. These are all great teams. These are all great matchups. We're gonna have to work for everything.
T-Wolves Gaming and NetsGC. Let's go.
Not pictured right now is Miss Basketball teasing me with a bobblehead that I wanted, and I don't appreciate it.
Here we go.
Steal it from her. Get it.
The mic cord doesn't reach long. Now she's doing some evil laugh. Too.
I was going to say, was that the evil cackle that I just heard? Oh, yeah, it's doing another one.
I will get my Agent Zero bobblehead by the end of the night. I promise. But here we go. This is going to be a good one. Here in the upper bracket, T-Wolves Gaming, NetsGC, Greens, and Kai. Sign me up for that any day of the week.
Two of the better guards in the league.
Greens fading away. Oh, what a way to start it off for Greens.
Wow.
No takeover
I'm actually
knocks
gonna go
down
full
a
screen
shot
here.
like
I'm gonna-
that.
Guys, let's just talk about how unlikely it was for NetsGC to even end up with Greens. They had the 10th highest odds to get the #1 pick and somehow ended up with #2 overall with a team on #1 overall that didn't need a point guard. It was basically a miracle in NBA 2K League sense, but this is why they wanted Greens, and this is why they were so happy to get the #2 pick. You have maybe one of the best point guards coming up in the community on stage to take down T-Wolves Gaming. This is what it's all about.
And that's really what, like you said, they got blessed. But when you see a point guard like Greens, as I said earlier this week, he is a generational talent with a you reach out teach type moment. But he is a generational talent that really is their first good point guard in years. And I think he can be the start and the reason why this org starts to turn their recent disappointments around.
Oh, hey! Head top, hey! A casual windmill coming out there from Greens. The first of the year. And Slaughter, a chance to quiet it up. Can't get it to drop.
I think we're starting to see those every day too. A contact dunk with square.
Oh!
Hey, TV fighting.
He tried. Give him A for effort.
I remember seeing a clip one time in sports in a high school basketball game. They're running out of bounds. He flips the ball behind him and makes the three. I was waiting for something like that, Harris. It would have been a three, but it would have been cool.
Could you imagine the ball went in? I just want to know JT's reaction.
It would be ball entered from below the basket. We'd end up seeing that again.
It would have been a bunch of no's. No, 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 no. That's a bad shot. It's a bad shot.
Oh, my God.
Dirk just cracking himself up off the idea of the ball going in
No.
out of bounds.
Miss Basketball had the little bobblehead box, and I felt something on my shoulder. So when I turned around, it's just Gilbert Arenas.
I was wondering why he just like ducked out like 10 feet away. I'm like, what happened? But then I turn around, Miss Basketball is right behind him.
They got 9-7 here as the steal comes in there for T-Wolves Gaming. And a chance to tie or take the lead.
So careless. Like, I've seen so many careless passes this game by both teams so early. I know it's personal. I know it may be some heated moments in the series, but we got to wake up and realize how far we are in this tournament. We're in the, if I'm not mistaken, Final Four of the upper bracket. These careless mental mistakes, these lackadaisical passes, they have to stop.
I got the bobblehead.
She gave it to you?
Yes.
She's the nicest.
She's such a good person.
Hey, Miss Basketball, you the nicest. You the best.
Such a great person. Because you don't deserve it.
Now I have to try to figure out a way to fit this in my suitcase. Because
She's got the thunder sticks now. She's going crazy.
This will be joining Jakewood State Farm in my office. As Green scoops that one up and in. Nets up by 3. Having a phenomenal time out here at District E. We're winding down the tournament, but I'm loving everything that we're seeing out here.
Ain't nothing winding down tonight, Dirk. I don't know what you're talking about.
We're starting to get to the final stages of it, Harris. Come on.
Hey, excitement's been at an all-time high. We've had some awesome series tonight. Even that last one, it only went to 4, but geez, the energy from the Pistons, man. They look like they're primed to take this thing home.
That's the only thing that made it exciting, to be honest, was that it was their energy. Not that it went to 4.
Oh.
He just broke it all. Wide open, he just broke it all.
Down by 1, or T-Wolves Gaming chance to take the lead here. They get straight to jump. Good patience coming out there from Kai. He scoops it up and in. T-Wolves now up by 1.
That's a huge 5-point swing off that broken back 3 by Streets in the corner. This is a big possession for them.
Greens walks it back. TV doing a good job of standing in front of him so far. Streets open there for a second. Greens turns the corner. Can't get the block for TB. And I love these scenarios where we're just seeing lead changes late in a 3 versus 3 game.
A lot of offense. I will never be mad about watching a lot of offense.
I thought about the fade. Decides to try to go here for a reset. As rotation's coming through. Over to TV in the corner. Just gives him a wide open lane, though. But Greens has his playmaking takeover. And in the history of guys who have the ball on the string, that playmaking takeover could be nasty for the opposition. Not again.
Yeah, I didn't want to hear no nothing if that went up again. I don't care what it was.
That was an aggressive takeover activation, too. I thought he could have waited a little bit.
I mean, not really. Dirk called it out before he popped it. Might as well have popped it at that point.
Fair enough.
Hey, I'm not blaming myself.
I don't know why.
They can look and see something else. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, I get told I could be heard all the time, and then Dirk goes and says that. I would have popped mine too if I'm Greens.
That's what I always say. You're playing the game that's in front of you. You know Greens has been cooking. You know he's got it. We can't act surprised.
Yeah, but it's so many random things that you can't realize. Like sometimes reaching some of these fouls, like you don't keep track of all the small things that can really determine if you have take or not. Spam and square, a foul every now and then, a bad shot, a bad release shot. Like anything can really make you lose a little bit of take, which is the big difference between having it and not having it.
He's looking for the kill.
He'll just turn the corner this time, taking on the inside. Yeah, I think you're going to see both of these guards. When this type of scenario ends, never mind. Kai doesn't even get a chance at it. TV hits the deck.
Agree on 2.
And they somehow recover back into the play that's going on to Steez. And now took a little longer than necessary. They finally get the job done. 22-19 is your final score here at game number 1.
What do we say? We need a 3 or a stop.
For the last time,
Sean,
these inbound turnovers,
you got us to stop.
I'm starting to see.
Let's go.
It may not even be lack of patience. It's just miscommunication.
Let's go. They're locked in. They're so locked in right now.
Teammates not being on the same.
No talking to the other
The
team.
rush, it's no need for you are too late.
No smiles in that huddle. In that GC huddle.
You have control of the
They
game.
know they are
All right, and with the 1-0
not where they need
win,
to be yet. There's still 2
NetsGC
wins,
are
and these are
currently on
gonna be
top of
difficult to
T-Wolves
come by. But
game.
that is a
Speaking of which,
fantastic
Steve
start
gave us
for
a
us.
look into his game plan and how they plan to take on the T-Wolves.
Ever since the pandemic, it's been a little tough. You're always playing remote play. And so being able to have that opportunity to play on stage again really, revives who I am. This year coming in with a new revamped team, new revamped roster with some young bucks that are, really hungry to play. It's fun to look, to your left and see those guys next to you. It's fun to be back on stage. I love the trash talk. I love just getting amped up. And, when the bright lights turn on, you really see who shows up.
And there you have it, the big man from NetsGC. And taking a look at this squad right now, Harris. I mean,
He's meant for the stage.
Green's got his 15 points. He was perfect in shooting. And NetsGC, they're looking good, dude.
15 points, 7 of 7 from the field, 1
Game
of 1
2.
from 3,
Let's
2
go.
assists, no turnovers. A perfect
They're
game
locked
for
in.
Reed.
They're going to be
That is
playing. They're going to be
exactly
playing
what
this
you
game
want
like they
from your
dropped the first game.
generational
There's
point
going to be a
guard
sense of
prospect.
urgency
This
here
is
from
what
the
we
guys.
talk about, Valley. We're like guys coming into their own. We were hoping that Greens was going to be able to show us these kind
How
of
big
performances
was that
early in
opening
his
possession?
career, and
Greens,
he just
he
delivered
greens a
over and
fading
over and
3
over again.
to his
I
left,
would
and
say
it was
that the Nets
contested
aren't the
too.
favorite in this series. And
What a
they
way to
do
start
damage.
that
And
opening
they're
game.
coming out. They are not scared. Wow, I'm so impressed by that performance.
Yeah,
No
I'm
silly
really
mistakes,
impressed.
no
I'm with
bad
Harris.
shots, no
No
ridiculous
fear
decisions. Just calm, cool, collected,
in that
got it
shot.
done and got the
First
done.
shot of the
Yeah, I
game
got to
too.
give a shout out to the streets as well because, hey, that man with the 2 steals, he was active on defense.
Yeah,
and
Sean
Nets,
was.
they're
That was a
swarming on
huge
both
steal.
sides of the ball. But T-Wolves, this team is built to
You might see
score
some teams who
more
have
points
shaky
at all
defense.
times, man.
They'll feel a little
Question
bit
is, can Shippy
more
the boys pick it up?
tempted
have
to
to
kind of
force
pull
more
the trigger
turnovers. I
on
mean, you just
hunting
can't
for
let
that
Greens
3.
go
But
with
guys,
0 turnovers. He's
again,
still a
so
rookie
much
in this league.
confidence in
This
their
is still
defense
his
that
first
they'll just
How
take
is he
whatever the
playing like
defense
that
gives
as a
them.
rookie?
Because he is generational. We have been waiting for this man to come into the league for 2 years. We thought we were going to get him number 1 overall last year. Didn't work out. We got him on a community team. That didn't work out either. But now here he is. Streets and Steve's next to him. He's been on an incredible run. He swept the Wizards in their last series before they came here. We didn't even talk about it. He's been moving for a couple weeks now. This is just
We
the
didn't talk
culmination
about
of
it.
that.
And what
We
it's
did not
looking
talk
like,
about it.
it's a statement year right now. NetsGC are absolutely dangerous Big shout out and much love to the OG King Kurt as well. He has these players playing raw
rocking the white
and
frames.
hard. Ladies and gentlemen, here we are going into game number 2. Dirk, JT, fellas, you got a good one. Take it
All right,
away.
Chad, let's lock in.
I can't wait to see how this one ends up playing out. What a solid performance that we end up seeing up there from NetsGC in that first game. Not a single rebound recorded, by the way, on the side of NetsGC. Only 3 rebounds in that entire game. 1 offensive for the T-Wolves, the last 2 coming on the defensive side.
It wasn't many rebounds to get, to be honest. It wasn't much defense play. A lot of back and forth. Just came down to the very end of the game. A lot of mistakes.
And they get it to Kai now. Opening possession coming out here for the T-Wolves.
Oh,
that's
a big
there
steal.
by Greens. And we were able to catch up with the coach in NetsGC, OG King Kirk, to talk about the hot start here early.
How our season has been thus far, we kind of at the point where we thought we would be. We're playing really well, not great. I was fortunate enough in this past offseason to get the number 2 pick. And it definitely paid off.
Guys are playing such great defense.
I was able to bring back a core group with shots, steez, and streets, and then being able to add a young talent like Greens to go along with a savvy veteran with Glenn Ratty. We've had some great days, and then we've had some bad days, but ultimately we bounced back and
for the 3,
in the final 4. So I'm pretty much pleased thus far with the season.
Tough.
Got to have the OG to try to keep it right out there for the Nets at all times. Always love the transparency coming out there from Kurt. So many times he's always just like, man, I don't coach. I'm just the GM. I just put the headset on. A lot of players do the thing, keep him in the right place.
I think this is better.
Just that it'll be that extra voice. Some coaches are
Go back to the full screen.
I feel like Kurt is that extra voice that really keeps it calm, really sets the tone. Like, he trusts his player to make those in-call games, but he's also the type who keeps the environment productive.
We heard from Kurt there, India. What are we hearing from the T-Wolves huddle after that game number 1?
Yeah, pretty much the biggest thing that I saw was you had Slaughter. As soon as that game ended, he went back on his PlayStation and watched film on that inbound that they had a turnover on, which gave the NetsGC a chance to win. He was distraught again.
Grab him.
Kind of upset with himself. With JT, we've seen this in the past with DJ Too Cold getting in your head, but you got to find a way to bounce back.
Greens.
Definitely have to bounce back just by forgetting about it.
That was great.
Stop
Good
tripping
patience
on
there
what's
from
behind
Greens.
you. Game's over. You
Step
threw
up
the
on
bad pass. May have been your fault, may have not been your fault. I don't know what the comms are like, but y'all lost. That game 1 is over. It's only game 1. Lock in. You got a whole potential 3-4 games left.
It's good rotation.
And Kyle will scoop that one up and in.
I thought that was it.
T-Wolves now back up by 1.
See, again, there. There's just no need to jump there. Just put your hands up and react to his shot.
Fuck that.
Oh, no. I see some people just go straight up and not react to a shot. Especially if it's a guard. But hey, when it's a lock, though, yeah, I mean, I'm still just waiting until
reset it.
we
Reset
don't
it. We
see
got plenty of
people
time.
jump.
Oh,
And
no.
maybe that'll come soon down the line. We know there's some animation that can pull you out of it, but good run there by the T-Wolves. Now they're up by 3.
Off the easy for an easy 2 on the other end. Kind of hit a button.
We'll get it back.
Right in the middle of his forehead.
And Greens finds the lane. Trading
We trust the
two
defense,
here
right?
back and forth
We
to
trust
score
the
points.
defense.
Coming out here for Greens as they try to gamble there on the reach. Streets, though, able to recover. And, as soon as I said it, almost got himself a steal. Nice
Let it
little
go.
pass back and forth as they find a cutting Kai.
I know we're gonna get a
A
stop.
little too much aggression from NetsGC.
It's just that
but can't be mad
will
at it.
Minnesota
Trying
get
to
a stop
Streets
to
was trying
counter
make a
that.
play didn't work out, which led to an easy stand dunk by Kai.
Oh, Greens, way too much room. Fading away,
Oh,
gets
my
that one to go.
goodness,
Tie game
Greens.
11.
He's just one of them ones. He's
Just
that guard
different.
that where you just don't want him comfortable. What I want to see the rest of the series is them making game 1 his best game if they want to win this series. You have to make him uncomfortable. You have to make him think. You have to make him think twice about shooting and just being so aggressive looking for a bucket.
Screen set by TV. Slipping straight down to the paint. 2 T-Wolves
That's fine.
players down there, and it'll be Kai with a 2-handed slam. Sends it to 2. And this is a good bounce back, at least here in this game number 2. 4 T-Wolves
that's
so
a big-
far. Steez off the play.
Wow.
Take over. He'll green that one.
That's a very big shot. Very big late come up, stop at the top of the
This
key.
is game 2.
Play badge.
Game
That's a
2.
great play call.
Brooklyn up 1-0. Best of 5.
Calls in his takeover. They get it to TB. And
That's a big stop.
Greens gets the stop.
Greens has been so
64%
phenomenal on
contested.
defense.
I feel like Steve's may have had something to do with that.
Oh,
that's a big.
What a shot for Greens if he gets it to go.
I see what he was going for. I love the confidence.
That's where
That's
he
okay.
could've
We live with that.
secured
He
the grab with
earned
the move
the
after
right to take that
him
shot
hitting that
after his
Austin
defensive
slide,
stop at
but
the rim.
that's just where I'm not really mad at the shot. He has badge. He could have grabbed that.
Yeah, not mad at the shot at it.
I got it to go on the other end as ball's going to be knocked out of play there. We whistled a reach. That'll be on TV.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you've seen like on defense, it seems like the guys are very comfortable switching on these picks defensively and letting
And
Greens.
they're hitting buttons
we
now.
got to be careful.
Back-to-back times. Ball gets knocked away, but it'll still be with the Nets.
Defensively, Streets is comfortable with allowing Greens to switch
That's
onto
what he just
Shifty
did.
Kai and to guard him on an island, and Greens has been great.
Greens with his takeover. I saw the impact that can make.
14 seconds,
He's got
plenty
a
of
3
time.
off of it. And now still on the other side of the floor. They finally advance. 8 seconds to work with. Greens pulls it back. Goes
Great
down
move.
the baseline. Slams that one home.
All right, same position as we were in game
so
one.
back and
We just
forth.
need a 3 or a
Like
stop.
very two high volume offenses by two of our
You can't
best
give up a
guards
3.
in the league.
13 points for Kai, 9 for Greens. He's got 3 assists in the ballgame, too. Just missed 1 shot. Kai now with it.
There's
Double
a switch
swing set
again.
up
There's a
top.
switch again.
They get the switch that they want. They can go back to Kai, and they do. Double team down to Slaughter, and T-Wolves Gaming taking the 2 once
I like
more.
that decision by Steve.
I like that, but I don't. With him getting doubled that hard, if one of them sits like high wing, it's an easy open 3 there. But they
No, I like
let
it.
him
The
win.
guys
TP
want to throw a
went
different look
corner,
at it.
And then Slaughter cut.
They went
Good.
really fast in that one, and Greens.
Reset.
He hit that same move before. It's ended up leading to a layup with TV breathing right down his neck. And they'll feed it off the Streets. Kai trying to stay in front. They get out to Greens. Greens will take the shot. Greens can't get it to drop.
That's a tough miss. He had to look.
I feel like if you're Streets, take that dunk. Take that dunk, go up 18, trust your defense. I'm not too mad at him trying to get his point guard back to ball with badge, but take that dunk.
Also because they haven't been able to get a single stop on Kai.
I need this board.
No good there. TV tries to walk
That's a
back,
steal.
knock the ball away. Streets comes out with it.
Careful.
And frantic offense, and somehow the T-Wolves don't get the steal.
That's a scary pass.
Oh, I'll take it. We'll take
I don't
it.
like that pass at all, but
We will take it.
when you don't respect the other team's thumbs,
We'll take it, chat.
So you try.
This is the story of NetsGC, too, since we've been going back and forth.
Don't jump. Oh, it's great
TV
defense,
with it now.
Greens.
They go out to Kai. They got to guard him all the way out here. Streets will be whistled there for a foul. Just need 1 stop to try to break this deadlock.
See, with
One
I
stop.
feel like with
One stop or a
playbacks
3.
On the other end, you
Which one
try
is it
your
going to be?
hardest for a 3 here.
Kai now. Steve's trying to stay in front of him. Good job so far. Only 3 seconds to work here. Kai
Let it
could have
go.
had some space there for the 3, but they'll just give up the 2. Smartly so.
Yep, that's fine.
I feel like with badge, he had it. I feel like going left on that fade. on
Yeah,
that
I
wing,
agree with
he had it.
JT here. Let's go for the 3. Let's look for it.
Deep angle fade if he wants to, because I don't think that corner was getting ready to sell out.
Not at all. That's why I'm like, I wouldn't have been mad at him shooting that, but they're trusting their defense like we always tell them to do. So we'll see if it pays off.
I'm
And
with
Green's
you,
play badge is gone.
3
Let's
here
finish
to
this
win
right
it
here.
for NetsGC.
If it's not there, let's get the
Greens
2.
working out the pick and roll, trying to split the defenders.
Look for it, Greens.
Getting
You got
close
time,
to
Greens.
blinking.
Look
Still
for
one
it.
adrenaline left. Now he is blinking. They go to Steez. Steez will just drive down the baseline and
That's
takes
the
it
right
to
call.
Slaughter.
Great
Almost got a
defense
hand on
by
that
the
one.
T-Wolves.
I don't like the movement there from Slaughter because I get he's trying to get ready to rotate up to that wing, but Greens was so close to the wing defender, it was like TB could have guarded both.
Let's go defense.
He didn't need Slaughter's help there.
Here it is with Kai.
Great.
Flare out
job,
over to
Greens.
Slaughter. Back to Kai now. Splits in between. Gets a lot of space. Way too much space. Kai for the ball game knocks it down. And T-Wolves Gaming are able to get a game on the board. We find ourselves at 1 apiece.
Here it is. Again, we see it all the
We're in
time.
for a good one, chat.
Whoever takes game 1, our trend this tourney is they lose game 2.
We
So
said
now
at the
it's
beginning
best of 3. Now
top of the
adjustments come in.
series,
Now
it was
we
going to
really
be
see who has
It's
done
going to
their
be a tough
homework,
one.
who
We're
can
going to have to earn
prepare,
it. Both
and
teams
who
are going to have
wants
to earn
to
this one.
I think the honest storyline right here is the fact that the level of competition is risen. We're here with our final
Yep, let's
teams.
get the
and
next.
they're
Let's
all
get the
trying
next
to get
game.
a spot in that championship game.
I think like we
Head on over
played
to a
enough.
break,
We
but when
played
come
well
back,
enough
we got
to
some
win that. I
good
think
old
we
NBA
can
2K action
all
for you,
agree on
baby.
that.
We got
Maybe
T-Wolves gaming.
missed shot here. Possession there. I don't know if it's because we're so deep into the tournament, but man, every possession I am like on the edge of my seat.
Why are we stopped?
Something bit you. What keeps you up at night? Well, I don't think it's a 7-foot-tall monster.
But you're not so sure it's a bear either.
All group, we gotta play better defense and then get.
We've
Yeah.
never killed anything before.
You've never had it back before.
Yeah, it really came down to those last two possessions, right? I think both
I'm
teams
getting car sick.
needed a hunt for that three where they were tired of trading for twos. We weren't able to find it. And they were. So as we are the highest, I don't know if you guys caught in the pre-show. We are the highest remaining seed.
Pizza.
That's,
all pineapple. What's wrong with pineapple on pizza?
I only eat pizza with
we
pizza
are
things.
the highest remaining
is a
seed
pizza
in the
thing.
tournament. So no
Is
matter
it though?
what, best of 5 series, we will always start with the ball in games 1, 3, and 5. And usually the
This is
team
great.
that starts
That
with the
we
ball
agree on.
has the advantage
agree
of
to
not
agree.
needing to get a
Pepsi
stop.
Zero Sugar
Right, it
tastes
is on
great.
the
Can't
opposing
you just
team.
pick off the
It's their
pineapple?
responsibility to get the stop because we can just trade twos and we'll win. So, game 1, we won the game we were supposed to win. Game 2, T-Wolves Gaming had the ball. They won the game they were supposed to win. So it's on us here on game 3. Yeah, no, that's a good point. That first possession, it really kind of, like, I know 3v3 can get kind of repetitive here and there, but once you get down to the really, really good teams, you have to value every possession, and it's so easy to say kind of not playing and from here, but I'm with you. You want to try and find the best possible look, but
Sure.
it's so tricky. That's a decision.
Mia, can you send me this?
Mia, can you send me that?
Will you send me that?
Longest
Not
10
you.
seconds of my
Mia.
life.
Hey, can you send me that? Sure.
Nope, it's not. Back just in time, actually. I want to thank everyone that's tuning in right now to NetsGC Live.
District D, take a look at it.
Little watch party. We grow
$150,000 is on the
every
line right now,
stream. I've
right here
noticed,
in the NBA 2K League.
noticed
Currently
growth,
tuning
and
into the
it's great to
Coinbase
see everyone kind of
3v3
root
Slam Open. And the
and cheer
matchup
on
we have
the
at
same
hand
team
is a
that,
hot
you know,
one, baby. It's Fuego.
that being
NetsGC
Nets
and
Gaming Crew.
T-Wolves Gaming.
They've been on this
JT
magical
Harris,
run, and
let's
it's only
go.
right that we
It's
kind of
always great, Belly, when we see the series at 1-1.
meet
That
up,
means that
kinda
we
support
got
them in
ourselves
one
a series. There will
But
be
if
no
you're just tuning in, it's
sweep,
1-1 now.
but T-Wolves
This
want a way
best
to
of
bounce back
5
there and
has officially transformed
This is just what we've
to a
been
best of
seeing
3.
all tournament.
First
Like,
win, 2
teams
wins
are
now.
not. This is the most urgency I've seen all season. Teams are really coming out, fighting
Exactly.
back,
I'm with you.
really
The
getting hit in
urgency
the
is
mouth, coming back,
there
hitting another
tenfold.
team in the mouth, finding a way to. That's all. No way.
By the way, a cool part about being in District E is that, you know, obviously there's sporting events going on. The Wizards game just wrapped up. We got all the great Wizards fan watching out there, smiling,
Rotations.
pointing, kids, parents, everybody of all ages.
So
That's
Greens
what
went
makes this
with
facility
the
so great. You just walk
same
right up,
shot
catch a
that
little
he knocked
action,
down
go
in
get a
game
beer.
1.
It's a great time.
Oh,
Well,
we
we got
love
lucky.
that. But I'm going to bang down, flip it, and reverse it on you, India. Before you were listening into that T-Wolves huddle, what do we got on the net side after that loss?
Well, here's the thing, Harris. It's not just the fans outside that are huddled up. You also had NetsGC huddled up around streets trying to figure out how did they give up that game-winning 3. And the conversation from Glenn was kind of simple. Either we get out of the press because all T-Wolves are doing is cutting, or we go ahead and communicate a little bit more on defense. Dirk, let's see. Press or communicate? Which way does NetsGC go?
That'll be the question to see how this unfolds. But every single team, if you're not pressing in 3 versus 3, you're doing it wrong, which I think every single team presses.
Why not? It's too many times we throw really bad. He could have
Good contest.
Great job. That was open.
That's open? No, I don't. Yeah, I'm with JT.
360 from
Okay,
Greens.
Green's the craziest dunk back
He
right now.
He probably went down there. He's like, I'm going to throw these on. I'm never going to end up getting them, but he is. A windmill and a
No, when you get the
360 coming
chance,
out there for
Phil, like,
Greens.
Yeah, I might do some research.
Definitely
to
stop by
find
District
out
E.
what dunk baggies he has.
It's got the ones on that you don't want on, because if it's contested and you do something like that, stop the other way.
What's the inbound?
Especially when somebody's near.
Oh, Greens is taking
Slaughter tries to
flight
meet him at the
series.
rack, but Greens able to finish over top there.
Getting close.
It's a good foul.
Yeah, that's going to be reaching foul called there on Greens. Nets up by 2.
If I know that, I'll go right there. If he keeps doing contested dunks, one of these dunks he's going to miss. And that might be at a game-changing moment.
Someone step up. Nice.
I don't know if we're going to see like the windmill one. That I don't know. I feel like that was just off the contact. But the 360, you got to do a little something to make that shape.
We need some
It
stops.
was almost off of like 1 foot. Like he didn't have much takeoff.
That's a great
catches
X.
a shot for Greens, and you guessed it.
Okay, I'm definitely
Greens the
clipping that
shot
as well.
now,
The
7
off-ball
points here in the
movement
ball
by
game.
Greens,
You
spectacular
cannot
there.
give that up at all. You cannot give that up right there. It's just too easy.
Definitely wasn't open by accident. Well, since I'd come to championships, but I want to come out more really regular
Get
as
it
well.
inbound
Yeah,
to
no,
Slaughter.
it's
T-Wolves gaming down by 3. It's his game number 3.
Venue looks
You're
looks
just
amazing.
coming into the venue, or you're watching at home. And
Let it go, let it
Shifty Kyle
go.
will find himself a lane. He'll just go with the standing dunk.
All right, chat.
In other words, a
The
normal offensive possession for
onus to get a stop
He's
is
the
on
king of the
Minnesota.
standing dunks at this
Whoa,
point.
whoa, whoa, whoa. FT.
He's got the driving dunks, the standing
No,
dunks, though. I mean,
no,
come on.
No.
I'm going Kai.
I'm going Kai. Thank
I'm
you.
going Kai.
Those,
he hasn't played enough yet.
Yo,
Kai
thank you.
has been
Contested
stand-up
dunks where
for
they
a while now.
break
He
into
started
like the
this
ball,
letter, but he
goes in the
started.
air. Like
He started. How you going?
I know there's a 100%
Okay,
hit
but he
rate. So
started.
there's a
Kai
stop.
was
He's
one of
trying it
first.
again.
Find the
He
shooters.
actually does some driving dunks.
Right, but Kai started the stand dunk meta by
no.
guards first. How we going to dethrone him? We can't.
He is the throne.
Not at all. Terrible, bro. Terrible.
There we go. That's 2 possessions. We're in control. Yeah, the
13-8.
acrobats is nuts. Like
Streets almost got one there on the inbound play. Slaughter will pass fake this one.
They need a big bucket from
no
Kai here.
threes.
He might try to
I
hunt the
think we
3.
should stay disciplined here.
High with it. Trying to work out in between. Does split the defenders as they go for the pop out there to Slaughter. Tries to get some work
He's
down.
off
He
movement.
tries to go in the post. They kick it out to Kai. Nice little
fine.
back and forth between Kai and
That's
Slaughter.
fine. Greens did
and
his
they finish
job.
it off there on the inside.
I can't even blame Greens. That's just good basketball right there. Great,
Yeah,
great
everybody did their
reset
job.
just to pick the in and out. That's just great basketball. Greens is a point guard. It's only so much he can do.
Mm-hmm. We need a reset though.
Good patience coming out here from NetsGC. Streets will be the one to set the screen. Right over top of the Coinbase
Hey!
logo. Greens with all the space in the world. No.
Script big board.
Might as well been a free.
Streets out with it.
Green's not
all
going to
the
miss again
adrenaline,
though.
Stamina starting to go down. He'll just scoop this one in over top of Kai.
I know Green's frustrated with himself, but
Really,
he's got to keep
really
shooting that
flat
with confidence. I
game
love
by
it.
T-Wolves game. And I've been kind of seeing that.
Yeah,
Once the
no,
team goes
exactly.
1-1,
No threes. Up
it
2
varies
possessions.
Which team does it, but that game 3 turns out to be a
Win
real flat
probability
game.
is in our
Probably
favor.
Game 5 because game 4
That's a
comes
little too
out,
easy,
close
but
game, classic.
still
coming back
good.
Game 5. So this series looking real game 5-ish.
They keep going for the 2s, but at some stop, you're a T-Wolves. You have to get a
I just
defensive
get so
stop
nervous
here.
about the flukes, you know?
Chance to grow this lead. Out to Steez, nothing there.
Devo was playing the passing
As
lane.
Greens runs a route. Thought about a lane, had a couple options there. Greens down the inside, walks all the way back. Who's going to sell out? No, they stay disciplined. Streets now trying to barrel his way into the paint. Fading away, though, in the mid-range is Greens. No good. Rebound falls to Slaughter. And Kai with a standing dunk puts him down by 1.
Thought he might fade left wing there, but they got momentum. 4-1. Just need a big stop here.
Oh, the crab pulls it back. What a move from Greens.
Whoa, my goodness.
The play of the night with that. Had the crab, pulled it back to make sure he got the 3.
That's the longest crab we've seen in 3s yet. We got to do something there to get out of that.
I'm
But a
speechless.
great
with
move
that.
by Greens. Great move by
Foul.
Greens.
Great foul, too.
That is so difficult to do something like that. Deep mid-range crab. You're like, no. Let me adjust. Let me pull it back one more time. Re-crab you still and knock down the 3.
Like, at what point do you go around that? Like, crab here, dribble,
No
move,
threes.
dribble, like 3-4 dribble moves in there.
Oh,
and
no.
Still crab.
Oh, a chance for Slaughter, though, from behind the arc. Now they're just down by 1.
All right. This is a big possession for NetsGC. My prediction, they score right here, they win. They don't score, they lose.
Green's a chance to close it out if he's able to get a 3. Gets him jumping. What great defense coming out there from Kai. They got the stop. Chance to take the lead here for the T-Wolves.
I thought he had the 3.
And Kai shoots that one. Can't get it to
Get the
drop.
board.
Streets gets the defensive board.
You cannot miss that at this point in the game. Game 3, you hit that,
Steady.
you're up 20-18. All you have to do is give up a 2, and the game is in complete control. Like, you have it in the bag almost. You cannot miss that, dude.
And Green walks this one back. This is for the ball game. Green's no good.
Wow.
And that's another one. Can't miss that one. That's actual ball game. Like I spoke on Kai missing his to have control. That's actual ball game. Greens just missed.
From the corner as well on such a clean look all the time in the world. And they almost get one there on the inbound.
Oh, man.
And good foul there. Greens had a run out that probably would have left to a wide open 3. That could have been for the ball game.
I might start a survey. I might start an article. I might make a poll. Inbound, it has to be harder than we think, because the amount of bad inbounds I've seen this week alone is actually out of hand.
Greens gets a split, but he's got nothing working with him. He'll just go ahead and take the layup. They take back the lead. Now we're going to put the inbounding in 3 versus 3 right here up there with season 3 inbounding, when you just be able to get punch, pushed out of bounds.
Let's see, at least those
Kai's got
were
the
like
badge.
rookies you couldn't control. Half of these are bad passes.
Kai with his takeover, Slaughter with his takeover. 3 would win it. Play will
good,
stop.
JT, see how high Streets is
swipe.
playing there?
Yeah.
We talked about that earlier. He's got badge. He's got that limitless range badge. Good job by Streets keeping him up on the keeping him up high.
But bad job by fouling him and giving him a fresh 24 by fouling him in the backcourt.
So tough. Wants
There's
it
the
back on there
switch.
for a second. Oh my goodness, he had the crab, but he turns back into the play. Greens trying to stay in front, doing a good job here so far. They hit a cutting TB. He scoops that one up and in.
He had the crab.
All right, what do you
he
say,
had
chat?
the
We go for the
game
3 here?
winning badge. He had a crab 3 ball, and he did not take the shot. Let's see if that comebacks to hurt him.
Greens over here on the right side. Kai switching to the play. Oh my goodness, if he kept
He
going
had
right, he
it.
would have had the shot.
He had
He's
it.
blinking over to Steez now. He's out of the play. Steez for the
Oh
ball
my
game.
goodness, Steez!
Yes! Steez does it for NetsGC. The only shot of the game here for the season 6 bet, and he knocks it down.
What an ill-advised reach by TV, but I can't blame him because it all comes all the way back to the one play. Game don't come on the one play, but if Kai shoots that crab 3, the games may be over.
2-1 T-Wolves gaming. 1 game away from moving on here. So take a look at that. Steez just always hits the big
Tears.
shot at the
Oh,
right time.
man.
He's not going to go out and dominate like a Connor
give
would,
it up for
but the man is
Steve.
dependable when the game matters.
And that's what you got to do when your rookie point guard isn't playing the best. Only 7 of 12 that game, had a couple
Ouch.
bad plays down the stretch, but Steez
Ouch.
and Streets were so good. So many big time stops from Streets and Steez. Couple of big time boards in that 3.
Look
when
at
he
that.
hit
Look
that
at
shot,
that.
Belly, he got up. He went crazy, right in the face, high five the shot.
He's
going
teeing him
nuts.
up.
And you see him in the
He's
huddle right
teeing
there,
Greens
keeping
up.
everybody locked in and focused. He is a 6-year vet in this league for a reason. He's so dependable. He's so reliable. He's getting it done in the biggest spots.
And with a football background, rightfully so, right? This man highly believes in rallying the troops behind the squad. You know
I
what
wouldn't
I'm
be
saying?
surprised if we
Greens
get
all
an
together. But Greens,
Greens goes
7 for 12
supernova in this game.
against a team like T-Wolves Gaming. You cannot get away with that all the time.
No, you can't. But
Oh,
when the T-Wolves
man.
shoot 1
How
of
could-
4 from
how
3,
could you
Kai
not,
only attempts
Thomas
1
Streets?
and he
That
missed,
was-
you can get away with it. We need to see a little bit more aggressive
That was
three-point
amazing. Like,
hunting
that
from
might
T-Wolves
be
Gaming,
one of the
because the defense
top
is there. They're
plays
getting
in
the
franchise
stops.
history.
They're
Just
just
the
not
significance
taking
of it,
advantage
if
on
we
the
end
other
up
end right
winning
now.
this
I was
series.
actually pretty disappointed in that game by Chicken
at the
Kai.
hype.
I thought he had multiple
Jesus.
chances to win. couldn't get it done. And now look at the Nets. They have all the energy. They have all the confidence. They have all the momentum. I did not like how they closed that game.
Those boys are riled up right now. But on the side of T-Wolves Gaming, look at it. They're in the hustle, bringing it all together. But with my man, OG King Kurt, cooling in the other side of the pillow.
The T-Wolves Gaming will not go away quietly. We know this.
T-Wolves.
Guys are going to have to play their best game of the series here in Game 4.
We do. We need to see Kai be more aggressive from the three-point line. The standing dunks are nice, but he had that badge. He had that sharpshooter badge.
I mean, Kai,
I
get what Harris is trying to say, but
single three-point shot with that badge. That can't happen. You're the best shooting guard in the world.
Streets and Steez and Greens, they're all playing spectacular defense. They're forcing Kai into things that he doesn't want to do.
Too passive for me. Let's see them go in attack mode in Game 4.
All right, and take a look at the coaching staff behind him as well. Big man Bear, you got to love it. And also,
I wouldn't say the T-Wolves are rattled, but
they are very
we have their attention. We just have to throw the first punch in this Game 4.
As everybody loads back into the lobby, this is it. NetsGC, one game away from putting a stamp on series. Dirk, JT, T-Wolves. They can't.
We're ready. We're ready.
Now.
Here we go.
Can't do it like this.
And it's always so tough.
Game 4, T-Wolves will start with the ball. It's on us to get the first stop here.
You just continue to fight, and the way that it ends is a play where it looked like Steez wasn't going to be open. You take the gamble. Sometimes you win. That's one of the losses that you'll see there. But what a confident shot from Steez. How many power forwards in that scenario where someone jumps by, they'll just go run in for a 2, instead remain patient, remain cool, and took the jump shot.
I can't even say not just power forward. There's not many players in this league who have that composure to sit there. Most times when a player jumps or reaches out to play, they try to move.
Yeah, if you know anyone who's rooting for the crew,
just how much he's been here, he stayed composed, stopped,
shepherd them right into this stream, NetsGC Live.
To the teeny, weensy little bit of mistakes in and out by both teams.
But I'm hoping the series
together we're all going to do our part
comes down to Shifty Kai and T-Wolves Gaming. Because, baby, I want a Game 5. T-Wolves Gaming and NetsGC.
We do not want a Game 5,
Let's
Belly.
get in it.
We did that already. We've done that 5 times already.
Harris, I am the same with you.
We are we're 4-1.
Still not drinking water, Dirk? How's the voice?
Still not drinking anything. About to grab a soda out of my bag here soon. Next commercial break as Kai, there we go, takes the shot, is able to green it. Kai just hit that one, but we call it with the big man slaughter of T-Wolves Gaming, and we talked to him about what it's going to take to beat NetsGC as they're down.
In order to beat the Nets tonight, we're going to have to be very disciplined, play sound on both ends of the ball, limit turnovers, make our shots, and ultimately just play with confidence. Every time we step on the floor with confidence, I feel like in 5s or 3s, nobody can beat us. So just being true to ourselves.
Making sure that they use up all their fouls.
All about the confidence. Here's the Slaughter on your screen. About to say 6-year vet, but missed out on a year after going undrafted in season 2. Found himself on the Warriors. Now is home with the T-Wolves as they're still up by 1 after the dunk came through there for Greens.
And he's just one of those players who's progressed to be one of the best bigs in the league. He came in season 1, one of the randoms of the 102, missed season 2, really locked in, got hungry, put the time in, worked hard, was able to play power forward and center. And now just looking at his progression, it's been huge.
Oh, no.
I don't know what was up with Streets. He was so far out of bounds. I think he had trouble getting inbound due to the pole.
That's the thing about those sidelines. With those little tables and stanchions, sometimes when you over there, it's kind of tough. He's open.
Greens will just take the slam on the inside, going up with the right hand. 4 points coming out there for him. But what a start. And now it's another inbound on the turnover. Harris, I don't know if you have time to go back and check how many turnovers we had on the inbounds just tonight, but we got to be pushing past 10.
We got to convert.
I've gone back in my book here, and I've counted a lot. I don't have the exact number, but it's a lot.
We're definitely taking the over on 10 so far, just off of inbound.
But it's what JT talked about as Steez lines up a 3 and hits it. It's about laziness and patience, right? Like just take an extra beat. I know it's silly to say. I'd almost rather you take a 5-second violation and not get the ball in than give them a free possession because you're not stabilized on defense. They get a free possession, basically a free bucket. It's just not great.
Oh, Kai will line up a catch and shoot shot. That's
he missed.
Yeah, Harris, I was like sitting there. I was like, do you
Can we
want to
foul?
take the 5 second? Other part of me is like, you got to have some fight in you. Get that ball inbounds.
At least with the 5 second, though, your defense has a chance to reset. When you give up those turnovers like that, you're all over the place. And
You know what? That was actually
wide open three. It's just not great.
Fouling was
JT,
the
what
wrong
about you?
decision
You
there.
take the 5 seconds
He
or the
said the
turnover?
shot clock was running low.
Neither, but
Of course,
but,
yeah.
but
Thank
if
you.
if you're making me pick 5 seconds, because that at least allows you
That can't
to
happen.
not give up an easy bucket off the turnover.
Good shot coming out there for TB.
3
T-Wolves gaming
seconds.
now up by 4. As ball's going to be knocked away there by TB. Green's still able to keep possession of it, though. Almost split the defenders. Streets hits him with a big body. As they go down to the lock, and reach going to be called there on TB. It looks like Streets is going to be able to get himself a dunk.
Great reach. He played the pass, gave up the cut, reached to get himself out of that. So now they really have to earn a bucket.
Let's get another chance at this one. As they try to strike the floor there on Greens, but Streets, he's going to be open. He knocks that down for NetsGC.
I just don't get it. Y'all have momentum. Y'all are up 4. Why are we shrinking the court that heavy? Like, I get it. Make the wing, make a play.
There it is.
But don't
Oh,
give
my
him an ABC easy shot. He is still a professional at the end of the day.
The Nets have run that look a bunch of times, JT, but they actually switch. Sometimes it's Streets flaring up, and sometimes it's Steves. But that look has been pretty consistent for them all season.
Because it's
No.
Oh, my goodness.
He missed it. He thought he had the board.
Yeah, Streets got a hand on it, but it was just a tip. And TV pushed the ball out of his hands. They go to Slaughter. Wide open 3 to push it to 16-10. He gets it to drop.
complete
Steves was
control.
in
That
our
would be my
post-game show. He
2
says
words for
sometimes
the
just
rest of the
make and
tournament.
miss.
They have complete control.
Make or miss.
Let's see if they can keep it.
And Green's trying to answer back one of his own. He does.
Too low. That's where that high-low comes back to bite you. Point guards, when they're playing on the back end of that pick and roll, try to sit low in case they drive. But some guards aren't going to just look for that drive. They'll shoot. Guards like Greens will shoot the ball.
Good patience from Kai. And T-Wolves know it. 2 is the rest of the way. It's going to look good for them. Green's starting to pick it up, though. 7 points. Getting close to take. As they just double team up high. Straight side of the corner. Oh, somehow Greens.
Oh, man.
That man is special.
Well, I'll tell you who's in complete control of the basketball, Greens, right now. He is in his bag.
It's going to be TB to inbound here for the T-Wolves.
I don't think we need to
one
sell it
mistake
yet.
away from giving the ball back to the hottest man on
No,
planet
that's
Earth.
the bad. Never mind.
Oh,
We got
Kai,
sell.
though, answers back with a takeover of his own as he takes off a step inside of the free throw line. T-Wolves a chance to close it out. Their next offensive possession. That would push us to a Game 5. So a couple more series here to close out a Friday before we move to Championship Saturday. Greens had some space there for a moment. Out the streets with the play take.
Let's
Streets
go.
knocks it
Everyone
down.
is playing so well.
That's
Mama
just
Streets, we
bad.
need this
There's
stop
no
now.
reason to give up a flare up 3 there, being over aggressive up 4. Up 4,
I like
which you
it.
can't give up a cut.
Swipe at
which
everything.
You can't give up a dunk. There's no reason to be over aggressive up 4.
We got to sell on the drive. We have no choice. We have no.
They get the ball in the inbound. Mestige reaches himself out of the play. Slaughter smartly
Yeah.
doesn't take the
Sell,
shot. Now it's
sell
going to be
on
knocked
everything.
away. Kai down
Yep.
low. Reach on Streets to slow
Good
it
play.
down.
That's a game-saving foul. Kai streaking to the hoop.
That's where it's bad.
Would you guys swing?
spacing. We know there off that Slaughter pass.
Swing
he
like
has
crazy.
to go corner because Kai can only come up. He's coming up in the backcourt.
Yep.
And Kai
Yep,
takes
he's
swinging.
swinging.
All the way down
Jump.
to the paint with him. TV doesn't take the shot. Now
Good
they go to Kai.
pass.
This is for the ball game. Shifty Kai.
He
down.
missed.
Slaughter
Big
with the
board.
rebound. And Kai
One more
will
time.
score. Surely not twice.
We missed
twice with that. It happens twice there for Shifty Kai. Back to back.
Oh,
This is
no.
an open shot. Greens with the
Oh,
goal.
no.
Greens for the ball.
Oh, my goodness.
Is ice cold. NetsGC. You found your point guard for the future.
Guys.
Generational talent. Harris, I'm going to keep
I'm
repeating it.
so
I'm going to
happy,
keep saying it.
guys.
When it comes down to it, you want to be a
Oh, my.
generational talent. You got to make big plays and big shots like that right there.
Look at
There you have it. NetsGC runaway big. Shout out to that boy Greens. 13 points in 4 minutes the way that he did. Harris, That man is special.
I am out of superlatives for this. He is a rookie. This is his second series ever on stage. Generational. He is special. He is different. He is him. The X-rays are back belly. He's got that dog in him. I am out of adjectives. What a player and what a finish.
That man was an absolute monster right there. And NetsGC are fired up, baby. They will move on in the bracket, and rightfully so. Dirk, JT, you all had the privilege of calling the shots in this game. It Greens, from the beginning of the year up to today, continuously surprises us.
I don't know why we are shocked at this point from what we're seeing from him. It'd be different. Maybe it would be surprised if he gave us a bad game every now and then. But he continues to make shots like that. Continues to do things.
Can't wait for the
that
post-game
when we're
interview.
sitting there, we're trying to compare it to other guards, right? We had this large conversation about Lai with Glow Navy Glow
It's
Skios.
probably
He's
gonna be
shooting
Green,
shots
but,
that no
I
other
mean,
guard out in this entire
you all
tournament
saw
in the league has been shooting.
Everyone
Greens is one of the
contributed
ones
to this
who
series
is
win.
doing just that.
It's where he comes from. This is his playground. It's where he's comfortable. It's where he started. It's where he first got his name. So after getting his name in this mode, he went to vibes. Then he came back. Now he's back to being him. He's back to being one of them ones. He's comfortable. When you're comfortable up there and nobody, no lock, no defense scares you and shakes you as a rookie, that's impressive. It's a rarity.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, for all of you beautiful people, it's about that time to talk to the man of the hour, Greens himself. India, give it to us.
I mean, look, if Greens goes ahead and continues playing like this, we're going to have a lot of conversations. You did not miss a single shot in that closeout game, but the most important one was that knockdown three to win it. Walk me through what was going through your head.
Hey, man, they were hooping, you know what I mean, on both ends of the ball. So we just had a game one. We game one, I've told my team, they bailed me out of game, I got y'all. Burn, great shot by him, game, I believe 4. Great shot by her, game 3. Good shot by him. I have to get my guys back. I ain't gonna throw game 5.
You had a lot of emotions. As soon as you greened that shot, you had a lot of emotions. What were you feeling right there?
You said, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
That's okay. You got your boy Glenn there. When you hit that shot, you had a lot of emotions. What was going through your mind?
Just rookie moment, man. Game winner, game 5 to go to the finals. Just a great feeling for me. I have family watching at home. It means a lot to me.
Rookie moment, playing like a vet. We'll see this man once again on Saturday, Belly.
Hey, shout out to Tariq Reed. The man is a star. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to a break. But when we come back, we're not even done yet.
Amazing
We
kid.
got 2 more series to go, baby.
He's
Right here
he's
at
exactly
NetsGC, it's
who
on fire and things are great. Tariq
you
Reed,
want to build a
a.k.a.
franchise
Greens, hit a big shot.
And
all around NetsGC.
you know, Greens tells us all the time,
marvelous.
like,
they
hey,
move on after beating out T-Wolves.
everything worked
was
out
next
the
for
way it
squad.
was supposed
We'll
to.
find out soon. But we'll see T-Wolves soon. We'll catch
Him being
you
able
guys
to stay
on the other side
home
of this break.
in New York, him being surrounded by these guys specifically. I think he's got like a perfect mix of like veteran presence and got the right coach with him. Wow. All right. Me personally, I'm going to need to take a little break. I was so rattled by that ending. But I did promise Kurt that I was going to wait on him this time and not show a lack of patience this time. And hopefully we're going to be able to have him come on for the post show, just get his reactions. Guys, NetsGC defeat T-Wolves Gaming 3-1 in the most dramatic way possible. Everyone steps up, whether it's Sean, getting the steals, Steez with that huge shot to win game 3, and then Greens dominating in game 1 and then going supernova in game 4. You heard India say he didn't miss a single shot. It's his first series clinching game winner ever. Yeah, an amazing ending. Drinks all around. Wild. And I just want to say, again, thank you to everyone for tuning in. This is, I guess me starting to lose track is a good sign. I think this is our 4th stream. Yeah, we started streaming in the open bracket. Streaming Mavs Gaming. We beat them 3-2. We swept Wizards DG. Guys flew to DC. We beat Glitchy 2 days ago. And then we just beat T-Wolves Gaming. So we are now 4-0 on NetsGC Live. Can't be a coincidence. I think our collective support from afar, our support remotely, I think we're harnessing something special.
Welcome back, and wow, we just came back off of an amazing performance by NetsGC. They put on a show against T-Wolves Gaming, and all week long, we've been spoiled with such great plays. Harris, I know that it is hard to pick just one, but what could be our Snickers' most satisfying play?
Hey, it may be hard for you. It's easy for me. My Snickers' most satisfying performance. Could it be anybody else? It is Greens of NetsGC. What a legendary performance we just saw from the number 2 overall pick. A play so good that Toxic walked behind me, smiled, and just said, prodigy. One of the best point guard prospects we've had in league history, living up to his potential. But it wasn't just him. You had Steve with some big-time shots. You had Streets with some big-time stops. They were getting it done on both ends, and they allowed Greens the platform to take over down the stretch. The big crab with Badge. The whole team's going nuts. This is the point guard that has been promised for Brooklyn.
All right, take a look at that, man. The team were together. They were so happy. And that right there is your
Unreal.
Snickers' most satisfying play. Harris, appreciate that, man. But also, we have another great game at hand, man. With this upcoming series, how are you feeling right now? It's heating up in District D.
It is heating up. And look, a huge matchup here. NBL Oz Gaming versus Hawks Talent. Hawks Talent have already lost today, whereas the NBL has already won today. So you got to get your mindset right if you're the Hawks. You know the NBL is coming in confident. They're feeling good. They have momentum, and you have nothing. You're coming in cold. You just got smacked on stage by the reigning champs. How do you respond? How do C's, Hotshot, and Gradient get it together and win a big series on stage? Hotshot and Gradient, they've been here before. They've been
For
here
real
since
this
season
time, I'm
1
gonna be
and
right
season
back.
2 respectively. It's
I'll leave the stream on,
C's. How do you
take
break
myself
down
off
this elite
camera,
defense of the NBL
and then
get
hopefully when
your
I get
team
back,
to
I'll have
Saturday?
either
Well,
Kurt
for
or
C's,
someone
it's on
from the
site right
team
now. With a loss
with
like
us for the
that,
post
I know
show.
Hawks Talent
Things
wanna
must be
strike
so
back in a
crazy for
big
them right
way,
now,
and these
especially at how
fellas
that game
definitely
ended.
wanna pull out a big win. Harris, when it comes to
But
prediction, this matchup
hopefully maybe
at
we'll get
hand,
a hold of one of them.
who do you think might come away with this?
Oh, this is so difficult. You know what? I took NBL Oz Gaming over the Glow Navy for a reason. I just like the way that they are playing. I love the ball movement. The offense is no longer so Jaden heavy. The defense, they're swinging, and the momentum is huge. They're coming into this series off of a win. The Hawks have just been sitting around thinking about the loss for an hour and a half. I'm going with NBL Oz Gaming to take it. I just think they have too much momentum right
NBL
now.
Oz. All right, Harris, I'm about to go against you right now, man.
Woo!
I'm loving Hawks Talent. You know what? When it comes to C's, I think that this is a series where he wakes up and takes control. He has a good unit around him. Utilize Hotshot, man. Utilize those teammates. They're active on defense. And those players, to me, I think they got it. But also, let's send this all down to the main stage. We have India.
Well, I mean, we've got Jaden's dad here hanging out with us today. What's it like for you to watch him play in person again?
It's amazing, man. I always tell him to be humble, play as one, play as a team. You know, I'm military, so it's like your teammates is your family. You know what I'm saying? You win, lose, you fight hard, you struggle through it, and you just endure no matter what. And he takes that same attitude in the gaming. So I hope he can spread that to his teammates, so they understand y'all just fight through it. Y'all win, you lose together, your brothers. You know, it's amazing to actually see him at this level.
Well, Belly, you can tell the reason he's calm, cool, and collected is because that military mindset he gets from his pops.
Oh, you gotta love it, man. And hey, that NBL spot, they're a problem right there too. Thank you, India. We appreciate that. But also, y'all hear the crowd behind us right now. They're loving it. District D is popping off. I would love to also bring in Dirk and JT. Fellas, this matchup is hard, man. How are you guys feeling about this?
I think we're in for a good one. I'm not going to lie. I know that we're down here at the lower bracket. Both these teams have suffered losses here today. They've had a couple hours to try to go back and regroup. But now we are in that win or go home territory here in the 3-versus-3 Slam Open. Oh, man, I'm excited. I'm sweating. I don't know if you can see that, Belly. Like, I'm literally dripping sweat over here. The camera's on there. You don't want to, I promise.
All right, game one, Hawks Talent GC and NBL Laws.
God bless JT, man. I hope you're wearing deodorant.
Oh, I am.
Oh.
Don't worry, I got that. I got the Dior too, like cologne. I'm all good. Trust me.
I've been breathing through my mouth just in case.
I don't think you have any other option.
Touche.
Here we go on this one. And at one point I wanted to bring up, I cannot stress this enough, how important it's going to be for DJ to get right back on track. He missed so many shots in that closeout game. Definitely affected him. I know that they talked a lot about Moody trying to build them back up, but this is a huge series for him to really make a statement and just forget everything that happened a couple hours ago.
Gotta have short-term memory because at the end of the day, you made your mistakes, you missed your shots, but y'all won. Since y'all won, when you win, your mistakes don't matter. It's over with. Move on, play what's in front of you.
Oh, Jaden flies down the lane, slams that one home right over the top. The Hawks Town defender. And the NBL Oz Gaming crowd still out here and loud.
I feel like we're really kind of.
Hey, what's up, Kurt?
Hold on.
I got you. I'm a man. I have you muted, Kurt.
I mean, hold on.
I don't want to play nobody fucking.
Can you hear me?
It's a little choppy right now. Talk again.
Yo.
Keep talking.
Yep.
You're cutting out. It's all choppy and frozen.
I'm not in the I'm not on air, am I?
You are.
Is it still choppy?
Yeah.
Yeah, wait. Like, cut it off.
Okay. You guys saw Kurt and the team. They're going to try their best to get on. A little bit of a rough connection. I know they're like in the middle of so many people. Busy spot. Craziness. Hopefully, if everything gets properly connected, we'll have Kurt and the entire team, it looks like. At least that's what I tried to make from the camera. Guys are just absolutely pumped right now. 3-1, or was it 3-2? I don't even remember. Point is, we're playing tomorrow, championship Saturday, against Pistons GT in the upper bracket finals. 3-1. Thanks, Jen. It seemed like a 5-game series at times, but I think it's just because that game 4 is like time stopped. There were so many different moments where it was like, oh man, is this going to game 5? No, Brooklyn comes crawling back, tie the game. They start, exchanging the leads at the back end. Shifty Kai missing 2 shots on that right wing with Badge. Unreal.
Like at some point, bro, like some of the reads, some of these players don't make.
Yeah, I agree.
Like
I mean, if you were an impartial viewer and
just gotta make
you
those
stumbled
big
onto the
at this
stream,
point in
you
the
stumbled
fourth,
onto
bro.
the league
Like,
stream.
you go home. You don't get no more chances. You
I
go
think
home. That should be
that's
one
the
shot coming
that
out
series
C's.
is what the league would
12
want
to
you to see to
9.
kind of
And he's like, you know, you
get you
guys might be
interested
struggling
in what the
shooting.
product
He's
is
still gonna get it to
and
go.
what the 3v3
On
game
second
mode
attempt, 1 to
is
2
really
now.
all about. I
And
mean, you
Green's
guys
gonna be able
know
to knock
the
this
guys
one away.
are
C's
very
in
much
transition, walks it
a
back.
5v5
Good recovery
team,
coming out for NBL Oz Gaming.
but
C should have gone corner there. I thought he had a wide open 3.
man, they make 3v3 look
right, Mr. Analytics,
hella
you are
exciting.
right.
All right, so latest update from Kurt. They're still on the way.
They both fly out of bounds for it.
They're trying to get access to a laptop instead of hopping on the stream over what looked like a cell phone. So the guys are super committed to hopping on the stream. If you guys are still hanging out with us, thank you so much. Keep it locked. I promise we'll have the guys on soon. You guys can ask whatever questions you want, as many questions as you want. We'll get to kind of pick their brain and get their reactions like in its rawest form. Right, moments after
I'm no longer blaming the
a
inbounder.
Game 4 win to send them to the upper bracket finals.
Aren't on the same page. And at this point, how are we not on page with an inbound? If you can't be on the same page with an inbound, how can you be on the same page on defense with rotations, on offense with movements, with cuts, with certain off balls, with certain screens? If you're not on the same page with the simplest thing in the game, what's easier than an inbound? Nothing. But as I'm starting to see, it's really hard for a lot of y'all. So I'm about to start asking around on what's so hard about it, because right now I'm confused.
How concerning is this? The NBL Oz Gamer team right now is very reminiscent of when they went cold. As DJ takes that one, he needed that. He needed that one for the confidence.
I will keep saying it again and again. At what point there does it say, it doesn't scream, as a point guard, leave my man even a little bit? They had nothing there.
All right, Kurt just asked me to send the link, so they'll be here any moment.
Lead here for NBL Oz Gaming. Lawrence will tie the game there after the two-handed slam.
And the second that everybody else on the NBL offense gets involved, look at that. They tied the game. Too much jaded.
Yeah, everyone who has a question, please make sure you leave it in the chat.
Braddock, the big word I used yesterday, you got to move the ball.
To give up a three, then to do the walk back and miss a three, that's a complete 6-point swing by one player. The point guard for Hawk Sound UC. Like, we're just at that point. I'm going to keep saying it. That pivotal point of you lose, you go home. Every game matters.
And Gradient, he's able to green that shot, gives him that 3-point separation. Just game number 1 down here in our lower bracket. This is the territory, the game you'll see here. And the next series coming up, you lose. You're out of the 3v3 slam open. We won't be seeing you tomorrow. And NBL, as Jaden said, he's like, we'll see you guys Saturday.
That's way too early. Like, I thought this team had their slice of humble pie already, but
what a pass. What a pass coming out there. And Lawrence taking it to drop. The shooting struggles continue here for NBL Oz Gaming. DJ, he's got his takeover. Hot shot knocks it away in transition. Out to C's. C's from downtown for the game. Yes. Contested. It doesn't matter.
I'll take it right there. I will take it, but a 2-on-1, I like Gradient hold.
I appreciate the question, Phil. The guys will
the Hawks did start that game flat,
they're
but then
basically in the waiting room now.
From this top team that I need to see.
They'll be on any second. I'm just going to wait for Kurt's cue, and then we'll bring them onto the screen, onto the stream. And again, just get their reactions after a 3-1 victory over T-Wolves Gaming to punch their ticket into the upper bracket Slam Open Finals.
That's a big win for the Hawks, but honestly, I don't think they could win that way. Again, NBL shot themselves out of that game. They got way too Jaden insistent throughout the first half of that game. The second half of the game, they couldn't green a shot to save their life. And if the Hawks are going to win this series, they need to be more efficient on the other end. 9-14 from the field, 4-7 from 3. Good enough to get a game 1 win, Belly. Not good enough to win a whole series.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, when we come back, let's go ahead and see if NBL Oz can go ahead and try to make something happen.
All right, they're ready. I'm going to bring them on the stream now.
It don't be fun. I knew you were sure that though, but I'm just happy.
I gotta be able to hear y'all.
Hey, what's up, Kurt? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. Okay. I appreciate you guys making this work. Chat, the guys, the entire crew is finally here on stream with us for the first time as a group, NetsGC Live. And I couldn't think of a better moment to kind of finally all do this together. You guys come off a crazy win, knock the T-Wolves Gaming back down to the lower bracket. How does it feel?
Hey, to be honest, I can't even describe it, man. I'm, I start out by saying I love this team, man. Like, 5 years in, I've had some great moments. I've had some great players. I've had some highs, some lows. But this team, like from the beginning all the way up until this point, they literally like they mess with each other, man. Like they really believe in each other. They get up every day. They don't complain. They do whatever I ask. And they do it with the best effort, man. And tonight was a true testament of like who they really are as a team and who they are as individuals. I mean, it really take you being on that stage with us to like realize the moments that transpired and just how they fought through it and battled. And here we are. You might as well change them tickets. We leaving Sunday, baby. We in the championship.
Right. This is the furthest NetsGC has ever placed at a 3v3 tournament. I think the furthest we went last year was in the Switch top 8. Now you guys are guaranteed a top 3 finish headed into championship Saturday. I mean, where do we even begin? There were so many different moments. Green's like, we'll get to you here in a bit, but Steez, you texted me not too long ago here. Can you please walk me through that shot in game 3?
Yeah, what's going on, Christian? First of all, crazy series. It was fun to do it with the guys. But yeah, in that moment, I think Kai had badge, and there had been a couple possessions that have gone by where like he wasn't taking threes, and it's all good taking twos and stuff. But like I always tell these guys, there's going to be a moment where someone's going to have to make a play, and you got to be ready to just take you that opportunity. And so we were in an overload set. Like I said, they had their badges popped on their side. So I knew realistically the odds aren't in our favor. It just so happens that, TB reached out of the position. And like I said, you got to take the opportunities when you hit them. That's what makes, those big moments. And like you saw on stage, we're all like ecstatic, but it's like, I had to take that shot and really help this team out. And that was my moment in the series to make a play for us. And I was happy it was green. I was confident in the shot. And once it drops, it's like, okay, no way we're losing this series now.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, walk us through, and it doesn't have to be you, Steve. It can be, anyone who's in the back right now. I kind of feel bad for making you guys play musical chairs. So I think we'll be able to hear you no matter where you are. We can test it out. But after you hit that shot, or after Steve hits that shot, you guys are going in the huddle up 2-1 when you could easily be down 1-2 right after that. Yeah. What's being said in that huddle, knowing that, hey, we need to finish this here in game 4. Like we do not.
I'll say what I was going to say first, but yeah, in the huddle after, like I said, somebody's got to make a play. And once we did that, I told Ty, I said, this last game is going to be yours. I said, there's going to be a moment and you got to be ready to take control. I told him before the series started that, he has an opportunity to be the greatest player in the world. And I'm going to do what I can. And Sean's going to do what he can to help guide him to that legacy. But I said, tonight's night one of that legacy of being the greatest player. And so, I said, your moment's going to come. And eventually it did, to win the series with a great crab shot when we needed it most. And he showed up. So, it couldn't have anything better. But I'm sure Sean I'll let him sit down and kind of say what he thought about the whole series and everything.
Sean, I think this is your debut on NetGC Live. Like I've had Greens on, I've had Kurt on, obviously, and we've had Steve's on, but man, you had your hands full. Like the whole team had their hands full with this T-Wolves gaming squad. But being on an island there a lot of the times with Kai, walk us through just kind of your mindset from games 1 to games 4.
I mean, my approach is the same no matter who I'm playing. I just try to not give up a 3. I mean, he's a tough guard, so I ain't going to stop him every single time. But it wasn't really hard. Like, he threw the game, so, I mean,
Did you, what was going through your mind, not just when he missed that first shot in game 4, but after the second one? What are you guys thinking at that point? Like, we got to finish it, I'm assuming?
Yeah. I knew Greens was gonna end it. He wanted to end it game 3. He wanted to end it game 3. I mean, when I hear that, I feel like I get scared. But for once, I'm like, I still can't even, like, it don't even feel real. Like, Steve's hitting big shots, Green's hitting his shots. Like, so as soon as Steve's hit his shot, I wasn't even hyped. Like, I was like, wow, like, I don't know. I still can't believe all this stuff. Like, for real. This is my first final, so I'm locked in on my next one. Like, I'm enjoying it right now.
There was so many things that like transpired from games 1 to games 4. Like it was crazy here. I want to go to a question in the chat. Streets, you can kind of lead off or tee this off, and then anyone else that wants to chime in can definitely do so. But what was the mentality? I Won't Fail asks, what was the mentality for the squad after losing game 2 when you guys did enough to go 2-0? Like that second game, there were a lot of moments where maybe self-inflicted like wounds or mistakes.
Mhm.
But what was the mentality after that, knowing, hey, I think we kind of threw that 2-0 start?
I don't know how they feel, but I feel like every game we win or a series we win, I feel like we all fuck up, but we move on literally to play out there, and I feel like that's the real reason we even made it this far to begin with. Like, we literally got short-term memory with everything. Like, I mean, I did some dumb stuff. It didn't even matter because we got it right back, but I feel like we don't panic ever, and that's really it. So,
I love seeing you guys on stage. You guys, Streets, you produced one of the most memorable moments on stage for us last year, even though we didn't get many opportunities to kind of put you in that spotlight. But anytime NetsGC makes it to the stage, we definitely put on a show. Speaking of putting on a show, I definitely want to finally get to Greens here. And Mama Greens is in the chat. She says, you guys truly rock with each other. Dynamics mean everything. You guys got that. Let's bring it all the way back home. The entire chat has been so supportive of you guys. Greens, you touched on this a little bit in the interview with Harris or with India. Tell us a little bit more in detail what your mentality was like entering game 5, because we all saw on broadcast the moment Steez was talking about, where after he hits the big shot, he's coming up to you and he's basically telling you, all right, it's on you now. What's your mentality heading into that final game 4?
Yeah. Well, yeah, right. Like game 4, game 4. I came with the mentality that Burn had approached me with. It was like, listen, like this is your game to like make a statement. I feel like we played pretty well throughout the whole way. The one game that we lost was self-inflicted. Burn bailed me out. Was it game 3? So I had to get my guy, or game 2, my fault. Oh no, what was it? Game 3. Was it game 3? Yeah, game 3. So I had to bail him out game 4. I had to bail us out. He bailed me out. I got to get him back.
I love it. There were so many moments where they played you up high, or they're trying to double you and force the ball out of your hands. Were you surprised by the amount of times like Steez and Streets were just basically just sitting by themselves for a shot, whether it was upwing or in the corner? Like, just tell us like what you were thinking in those offensive possessions.
Okay, well, like, right, there was one play where like they just kind of got confused and it kind of messed me up because like me was wide open. Matter of fact, so like Burn was like kind of closer to like the wing. So like I was like more worried about like not getting blitzed by like the wing. So I'm like I was letting Burn go over. Then once Burn went over, like me and is really like gone in the island by himself. By the time I see him, I throw it to him and Slaughter came from the left corner to the right. It kind of stunned me like how open we was, but that just shows like how much of a threat. Yeah, they did tip it. They tipped it. We got it back, and I believe we scored out off it. But that just shows how much of a threat all three of us are on the court. They can't really like key in on like one player, like with them swinging like that. Like they wasn't living with anybody shooting the ball really.
I mean, you said it. Everyone had their moments to shine. Everyone contributed to this series win. And even, the players, Glenn, Connor, even though you're not on the sticks, we see you there in the celebrations, on the headsets. Were you surprised by the amount of like talking T-Wolves Gaming did? And what was just your perspective and your point? Tell us a little bit about your point of view of how everything kind of unfolded for you guys.
I was just Honestly, it was really just more me talking to them and then them not responding. Honestly, I was just only thing I can do is talk to the other team, try to help them out, and it worked out because Kyle was listening to me and missing, so so ended up working out for the best. So all I can do is try to give my little adjustment tips that they can't see when they playing, and that's worked out for us. And now we're in the finals. So
I want to keep us in this moment and completely soak it all in, especially before tomorrow. But Connor, and Glenn too, like, how much are you guys looking forward to finally playing 5 and seeing this team at its full potential down the road?
Of course, I'm excited to play 5s, but really not worried about that right now. Just we're playing 3s and we're going on a run, so I don't think anyone really cares about 5s right now. So we have a bunch of money to win right now, and we'll get to 5s when it comes. I mean, I'm excited for it. Don't get me wrong, and I think we got a great team, but it's all about the 3s money right now.
Yeah, let me say this, Chris. Like, I asked the team, when the season started, how did they want to approach practice? And we pretty much balanced it out. We did 3s and we did 5s in the beginning, but once the season started, they said, Kurt, we just want to lock in on 3s. And we've been practicing nothing but 3s ever since, and it's paying off.
Yeah.
Amazing response. Incredible night. Everyone here on the stream had a blast. Thank you so much to all 6 of you for taking time out of your night to be on the stream with us. Hopefully we're able to do this again with the same kind of enthusiasm around this time tomorrow night. You guys heard it. The guys are completely locked in on the goal. They are now only 2 series wins away from
6 more wins.
6 more.
Yeah, a slam championship. So Pistons GT is next on the docket. I'm not even really sure what time that's going to take place at, but again, Saturday. You guys are really, really close. I'm super, super proud of you guys. I'm definitely going to watch that series back. I'm going to get you guys your clips. Steez, I got you. Congrats again. Any final words or anything you guys want to say to the chat before we hop off on the stream?
Yeah. Well, I just want to say shout out to the 3 coaches. And I want to say to my family, I love y'all. I'll see y'all soon. Hey, Mama.
No, just thank everybody that's continue to support us. These guys is fighting and battling hard, and we're looking forward to bringing the championship home to Brooklyn.
We appreciate you too, Christian. Thank you for everything you do, buddy. Love you.
Appreciate y'all. Great job tonight. All right. Thank you, guys.
All right.
All right. You heard it there. Again, a huge shout out to the entire team, right? All 5 guys, Kurt, taking time out of a very memorable night, a historic night for NetsGC to, again, take some time with us here on NetsGC Live. Man, I appreciate you, Jen. Thank you. Thank you to everyone in the chat for locking in with us. We're almost approaching the 3rd hour of this stream. As amazing as tonight was, you guys can see it. You heard it in their voice. You could see it in their eyes. The job is not done. They are now only 6 wins, technically 2 series matches away from securing the organization's first ever tournament championship. We're that close. We're undefeated here on NetsGC Live. You better believe we're going to be streaming again tomorrow to help the guys get the job done. Thank you so much. Fail, episode 3 doesn't have an official drop date just yet. Our talented creative team and editors are working on it right now. But man, if we needed a reason to rewatch chapter 2, I mean, tonight was it, but chapter 3 will be coming out shortly. And then, of course, we do have footage from this weekend as well. It's already going to be an amazing crew access episode, the one that covers this tournament, but it has potential to be the greatest of all time should the guys get the job done. And, they haven't given us a reason to not believe they will. A magical run through this tournament. Again, 2 series wins away. It starts with Pistons GT. Got to get past them first. We don't want to look past them. But tune in tomorrow night. Same Twitch channel, same YouTube channel, same Facebook channel. I'll be here. You'll be here. The guys will be locked in. Thank you. Have a good night. Soak it all in. Celebrate. Send the text that you need. I'm going to throw some social posts up, maybe throw some highlights up, rewatch the series. NetsGC defeat T-Wolves Gaming 3-1 and punch their ticket and spot in the championship Saturday. I'm Christian Charisma, and this has been NetsGC Live. Have a good night.